Sean, I noticed you've brought your Bible to the podcast record today. What passage is it that you are sort of helping? Will help you through the podcast today.
So the great, you've heard of the Book of Job, innit? So I'm just gonna get to that now. Just 1 second.
You got it ready though, obviously, because
it's
brilliant.
Job once said, oh shit, okay, you probably need to come back to this, to be honest.
Hello and welcome to Lucky and Wild, a podcast about fighting games and other video games, old and new, discussed, dissected, and occasionally understood. I'm Harrison Hunt, and with me is Sean Hunt.
Go on in.
Right, so today we're going to be doing your feedback, followed by the news, followed by what we've been playing. And of course, we're not going to do our radio style items today because we've got a special, different item today. And then we're going to end with your listener mail.
We have.
Does that sound fucking excellent?
It sounds good. Sounds good. I'm up for that.
Before we start the show, though, speaking of fucking excellent, we've got a new patron.
Oh, yeah.
And they've pledged at the playable character tier on Patreon. So that means we get to shout them out. Kate, this is for you. That's just her name. It's on there. It's just Kate.
All right.
Kate,
should
big
we do
ups.
a song like...
No, we're not doing... No, we're not doing it. No.
Okay.
Right, but what we will do is say that Kate is now our boss, effectively, right? Because she's the highest roller on the Patreon.
I mean, I'm an island, so,
What do you mean you're an island?
I'll listen, I'm just...
You'll take on board what she's saying, but you...
I work alone.
Exactly. But, Kate, I don't work alone, so you can tell me what to do.
Big respect.
Actually, that's a bit of a weird thing to say, isn't it? But no, thank you.
Thank you
Shout
very much.
Out to you. Big up.
Big up. And big up to all our patrons and listeners.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, let's do some feedback, shall we?
Yeah.
What are you saying? First feedback comes in from Carty. He says the soundboard is a welcome addition.
Robo bitch.
I don't know really. I mean, it half is. I mean, I'm so digging.
Well, as you can no doubt tell, I have kept it based solely on that feedback from that one person. All the other listeners, they were silent. They haven't mentioned it, probably because they hate it, but it is here to stay.
Well, I imagine that they're happy because if, they're not commenting, then they're most likely happy with it,
They've got so much joy in their hearts, they cannot find the time to comment.
It was just like a logical sort of evolution, really, to be honest.
Well, exactly.
I don't know why I'm being nice about it, because it was a bit annoying in the last podcast.
Well, no, but the bit where you were trying to do your sound test at the end of the show and I kept on pressing the horrible buttons, that wasn't... I mean, I wasn't pressing it. It was a glitch. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
A ghost in the machine there.
Well,
perhaps a metaphor.
I'm glad you de-ghosted the machine, though.
No, I mean, it's still here. I don't know what's going on, but that's not me pressing that button there.
Oh, okay.
That's just a glitch on my computer.
Like
probably a virus or something.
Yeah, I reckon so.
He follows up Sean Hench with the insane pocket pick of custard donuts, a man of culture. As we discussed last episode, Sean spent the Patreon money, what little we had, on a pack of custard donuts.
Yeah, but...
And I maintain that is a terrible choice of donut.
Well, I mean...
Firstly, filled donuts are far inferior to other donuts. Second of all, of the filled donuts, custard is the worst filling.
I mean, of the ones you can get, you could either get jam or custard, those bag of 5 donuts.
You can get jam, custard, or that white chocolate cream.
Oh, those are good, yeah.
Right, but cold custard is fucking horrible. It's the worst. I don't know who in their right mind would eat. It's like a solidified, congealed lump of
It's not.
fat.
It's not actually custard that they put in there, but
it is. It's just very, very thick custard, which makes it even worse. Like, it's disgusting. I don't know why you would eat that rubbish. Custard donuts are shit, Carty. You're wrong. Sean's wrong.
But yeah, the Patreon money will be going towards the hosting fees this month.
That's right.
Excited about that.
Well, that is nice. So that would be very handy. I mean, hopefully we can actually withdraw it. We'll wait and see. But thank you, Kate, and no thank you, Carty, for your email, because you're wrong. Custard donuts are shit.
It's quite constructive, I thought.
it is not. Right, let's do some news. Nintendo launching pop-up store in London. The Nintendo Experience Zone, the best name for a business since Red Hill Fish Bar Centre, is currently visitable in the Argos store in Tottenham Court Road. Where,
Argos store. Oh yeah, that is a pretty big one, to be fair. I've been in there.
and more importantly about that Argos store, the Grime MC Big H, obviously his career didn't go very well. He's a manager there.
Yeah,
So if you go there, you get to meet him too.
He's a manager. Oh, okay,
He's a
that's
manager
cool.
of an Argos now, yes.
That's cool.
Now, the Argos store have been very unspecific about how long this Nintendo shop is actually going to be there, but it claims it will be there for, quote, the next few months. Now I know what you're thinking. This is going to be like the Bandai Namco pop-ups with exclusive merch, T-shirts and all that shit.
Sounds good.
But the reality is actually quite different. The TikToker Bad X Girl Cosplay shared some video of the store, and in her video said the store is, quote, fully stocked with the latest games and consoles as well as all of the accessories to go with it. Now, I watched the video, and she is correct, but there's basically nothing new here. It's Switch 2 consoles, games, etc., and all the merch you can already buy in literally any Smith's toy store. Admittedly, though, the shop looks cool, but there's no new things there.
Yeah, so it's not worth the...
If you're already in Tottenham Court Road, go in and take a video. I imagine that's what Bad X Girl Cosplay did.
I was sort of thinking today as well, shouldn't we, because it's been a year since Switch 2 came out almost, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that we should highlight, like the good things that have happened, like in that year on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Like,
there was the
DK Bonanza.
that was all right. But no, you're forgetting the
What about the £10 instruction book?
Yeah, that was a Nintendo Welcome Pack. Now that is a game.
Yeah, that
should have been free with the console, but the thing is, it's more satisfying when you buy it, isn't it?
It's a high concept.
It's more satisfying when you buy it. So I wouldn't want to have it for free.
Yeah, because if you had it for free, you wouldn't play it. But if you bought it, you'd like.
You've really got to give it a go.
Yeah,
I think that's what most people did, isn't it? They're like, well, I have paid the tenner.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So you're going to be going to the Nintendo store in Argos. You're going to go meet Big H.
Well,
Hold tight, all the man them inside. It's Big H in the building.
Technically, I will be meeting him if I do go there. Yeah.
Fair enough. To make a complaint about his bars.
But I'll take your advice on like if I'm about, then I'll go in. But
fair enough. But why would you ever go to Tottenham Court Road? Go to Forbidden Planet.
It's good. I mean, that's good. That's a good store. But also the train station, you can go.
It's one of the greatest train stations known to man. I mean, that is why you go to Tottenham Court Road because it's got
to go to other places. Really, it's quite easy to.
Brilliant. That's good. All right. Well, that's why Kate is pledging on Patreon for jokes like that. Invincible versus plagued by excessive rage quitting. So the open beta for the fighting game based on the show Invincible, which is based on the comic series Invincible by Image Comics, just happened. It was a console-only beta, so we didn't actually get a chance to play, but what always happens with licensed fighting games, and this is sort of an aside, but so fans of the IP, they dip in, they play for a minute, discover they don't like fighting games, then fighting game fans are the ones left playing, right? That's the normal pipeline.
Yeah.
As such, relying on IP is actually rarely a good strategy. The game actually has to be good, otherwise people move on instantly. Hunter x Hunter is a good recent example of this. It's based on a beloved series, but a week after launch, its player base dipped to 30 players on Steam.
Unfortunately, there were a lot of videos that surfaced right at the time it came out of some really goofy stuff, and also like combos that would last an entire game.
There was a minute-long combo that used 7 supers and could not be broken in any way.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
But anyway, why do I mention all of this about licensed IPs and fighting games? Because the people trying the fighting game over the beta are not all fighting game fans, obviously. A big portion of them are Invincible fans, and not only that, but everything I've seen from the game and the community from community impressions, it looks absolutely awful, as you mentioned. To give an example, I just mentioned it, but there was that 7-minute that 1 minute combo with 7 supers in it. It was a Monster Girl combo, and it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I mean, all it was like a brain dead combo as well. He does the launcher attack, does a tag assist, then the super. Just does that over and over and over. And the super is so long. She just grabs them, pounds them on the floor, and that's it.
Yeah, too long, really. And the damage is, like, just very, very low. So,
but also the fact that with that super, the sort of command grab-ish super, the fact that they're immediately vulnerable to attacks after that is fucking stupid. Yeah, the fact that you can launch them after that super is dumb as shit. They're on the ground.
Yeah, that's why you always have like a short animation with the characters doing that kind of super, so that you can't really then abuse it afterwards.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, the biggest reported issue during the beta were excessive rage quitters. Now, Quarter Up, the developers of the game, blame matchmaking, which was making errors during the beta, resulting in matchmaking mismatches. So high ranks were getting matched with low ranks. So it seems like a fair point, but doesn't it seem plausible, in fact, more plausible, that Invincible fans were dipping in, getting slapped about for longer than a minute in a sloppy-ass baby's first tag fight a game, than just quitting never to pick up the game? Doesn't that seem more plausible than the mismatches thing?
Yeah, I'd say that like the probably small percentage of Invincible fans plus like fighting game fans who tried it and then realised it wasn't very good.
Because I think people that have never played a fighting game are dipping in and then quitting, right?
Yeah,
because rank mismatches occur, especially during betas, and it happened during the 2XKO beta, right? But it's like the thing about this one is that, like, but usually when that happens, you don't see people rage quitting all the time. They just go, "Oh, it's a beta, but I really want to try the game," right?
Yeah.
The fact that rage quitting is happening left, right, and centre, I don't think can entirely be blamed on bad matchmaking. That said, if you're developers of the game, you can't come out and say that, can you?
I think
otherwise you look bad.
I think it's just like halfway through the game, people are just getting sick of the game and.
That's it. Yeah, they play one match, get locked into that Monster Girl combo, and then go fuck this and turn the game off. That's pretty much it.
I've made a mistake.
Anyway, I made a bet with somebody at uni. He's like a massive Invincible fan, loves it. It's his favourite series of all time. And he's now playing the game. And he is convinced that the game is going to retain its players because of the fact that it's a big IP and Invincible fans will play it.
How long has he been playing it for so far?
Just the beta, so recent, like a week, I guess.
Oh yeah, it was like 3 days, wasn't it?
Anyway, I have a bet with him because I know the way this goes. I know the pipeline, and I said I wasn't trying to just like shit on his thing, right? But I was just saying to him like. The fact that the IP is big will not carry a fighting game. It never does.
No,
right?
It doesn't. No.
And so I bet him. I said, right, a month after launch, I bet the player count is down to my 500 or less. And if it is, you give me 20 quid. If it isn't, I'll give him 20 quid. But how? Like, you know, Sean, how much of a fucking sure bet is that? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Like, almost
there is no
guaranteed.
way I'm losing. I know I've got 20 quid in my bank account, basically. I might as well have already spent it.
No, the beta, I mean, the game's dead, like, now, really, to be...
Yep. No, I think give it a week. The fact that I've given it a month, and I think 500 is even quite a high number, in my opinion.
Yeah, for a fighting game, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, here we go. I've won 20 quid. Thanks, Josh. You can send it to me now if you want.
Yeah. Send it through the Patreon.
That's right. Street Fighter 4 characters announced, and they're cool. Now, we've had a bit of a tumultuous time with SF6, and in fact, neither of us really play it anymore and believe it needs a big update to bring us back. But a recent leak might change this. So the same person who leaked the correct predictions for Season 3 has leaked info about Season 4 characters. These characters are...
you got Haga.
Yep.
And...
from Final Fight.
Yeah.
And you mained him on Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
You got Tifa.
Final Fantasy 7. And we got Vega and Goken.
Yeah, so, mate.
Now, I'm really excited.
Those list.
It might be, like, with Vega aside, we said a couple of episodes ago that we want Goken in the game.
Yeah.
And Haga from Final Fight, one of your favourite characters of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
Tifa from Final Fantasy 7, straight main for me as well. I might actually... But it's not going to fix the game, is it? It's not going to fix the game.
It might do, yeah.
But it might, yeah.
It's just like City of the Wolves, like a character comes in, hopefully he'll save the game.
Yeah, we even said that like a while ago on this podcast because Ken came back and people started playing.
But like according to some people, like Ingrid's gonna shake things up. Like I don't know though.
But did you see the gameplay trailer though? I mean, I think the character looks cool. I would play Ingrid. I think she looks great. But
it's like a soft guest character.
It pretty much is. But my problem is that like it doesn't look like a Street Fighter character.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, the whole idea of like the style of the game has gone completely fucking out the window.
Well, it's sort of implied that she's from another universe.
Well, she is, but it's weird. It's like a fucking VTuber avatar now in fucking Street Fighter 6.
I bet we get.
Oh, that reminds me. That noise
Wu-Tang
signifies the corrections corner.
Oh, okay.
I figured as it's we've now been doing this podcast for a year.
Yeah,
we're going to be doing something special throughout this episode, and we're going to go. Went and listened to all the old episodes and found instances of us being wrong about stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And throughout the podcast, when that sound randomly plays, we'll jump into one of them. Do you remember I think in episode 1 when the Fatal Fury tournament for 1.5 million in America got announced, I predicted that it was a silly amount of money and it would never happen.
Yeah, you did. I mean,
I can't believe I said that. And then of course, like follow up 5 episodes later, and we were watching the tournament and absolutely loving it. I mean, I was so wrong about that.
It was a very lavish tournament, though. I mean, it's like nothing ever seen before.
It was amazing. It was brilliant. I mean, I don't know how much longer they're going to continue doing it, but I was so fucking stupidly wrong about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted to say correction. Sorry about that. I was wrong. Right. That was corrections corner. Right, so I think that is it for the news. Have you got anything else to say about the Street Fighter 4 characters? 6.
Street Fighter 6 Season 4.
Season 4, that's right. Sorry.
That's all right. No, I haven't really. To be honest, no, that was good.
Fair enough. All right, well, we might go back to it then, because Haga...
But actually, I've got a question. Like, do you think like they'll, after like Ingrid, do you think they'll want to change things, or do you think the characters are enough to keep people?
That's it, though, isn't it? Think about it. We've just seen them be announced, or like not even announced, leaked, and we're like, fucking hell, I might have to go back. Even though the game, like at top level, is really, really shit in comparison to other games. It's sort of like, but
Goken and Haga though.
Yeah.
And Tifa.
Do you know what I want though? I would like Goken's brother to be in the game.
What, Kuma?
What? Right, all right. So we get on to what we've been playing.
What's your game?
Right, so we've been, and this is sort of the big release this time. We've been playing Guilty Gear Strive 2.0.
Oh, we have.
What the fuck is going on out there, man? Like, right, so Street Fighter 6 is kind of rubbish and stagnant at this point, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Tekken releases their back to the basics thing, and everyone thinks it's going to be saved.
It's almost irrelevant now, Tekken.
Yeah, and then suddenly, with impeccable, probably accidental timing, Guilty Gear Strive launches its 2.0 update. Now, previously, we've said we don't like Guilty Gear and that there's a lot of things that can be fixed about it. Now, this update isn't really an update so much as it is a sort of, soft sequel to the game.
Well, it's 2.0, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 2.0. So technically it is the second version of the same game, right? But what they've done is we spoke about the trailer last time, and they're going back and fixing so many things that have become wrong and bloated about the rules of the game over time where it's received incremental updates, like getting rid of Wild Assault and a bunch of other stuff, which we'll get into.
I mean,
but now we're at the point where this game might be my favourite one out there at the moment. And I think
definitely,
it might be, if you're looking to get into fighting games and not playing one currently, it would be that is where I would send people.
Yeah, me too. It's
very weird.
It's refreshing, but they just came out with a good game, and now they've got like a lot more players playing the game,
and they put it on sale for 2.0 update as well.
They
half
did.
price.
They did half price, and also a lot of the older seasons were discounted. Nice discounts as well, £10 each. Some of them,
For
one
four
of them,
characters.
yeah.
Meanwhile, on other games, you're paying £6 per character, things like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
exactly.
I will say, so for those that don't know, Guilty Gear might be the most based game ever made, right? The creator, whose name I cannot remember, it's just everything he likes smashed into one, right? It's an anime fighter that is very, very fast paced with a very unique type of moveset for each character. And to give some examples of the setting is just mental. I don't understand it one bit, but my mate Tommy from uni's been telling me bits about it. For example, the character Bedman, who is a guy who was dying in a hospital, and then as he was dying, he possessed the bed that he was dying in, so that he could continue to protect his little sister. So he is a living hospital bed.
Yeah,
that's a character.
That is a cool character.
A really good character. There's a character called Unica who wields a sword that is also a motorbike. There's a guy who uses a pool cue as a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chilled out vampire. There's a guy who has an alien in a coffin, but he doesn't believe that there's an alien in the coffin.
He doesn't believe in aliens full stop, but his weapon is a coffin with an alien in it.
Even though he's a CIA agent, he still doesn't believe in aliens as well.
And yeah, I know. And they know the secret's out there, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
But here's the thing. It's funny because also on that's Gold Lewis, that character, and on his windscreen, sometimes his opponent gets abducted, but he conveniently gets a phone call, so he's facing away and doesn't see them get abducted by aliens.
Yeah, it's usually he orders a pizza and then forgets he ordered the pizza, and then
There you go. But the big update, right? Basically, the problems with old Guilty Gear Strive.
I reckon they sort of had only a few characters that were viable in the old one.
That was it. That was part of the problem. And also there was where characters have received continual buffs over and over again to quote unquote rebalance the game. And also Wild Assault, you could steal meter from your opponents. What the end result was that matches were very, very short and usually consisted of one person juggling the other in a big combo for the entire thing and just killing them instantly, right? So there wasn't really much strategizing. It was just about trying to get a hit in first. And there was no neutral game in old Guilty Gear Strive. You would just dash at each other and that was that.
Yeah, it was all about positioning.
Now they've given every single character in the game a debuff or a nerf, and they've made them, I wouldn't say worse, but what they've done is they've opened up the game to being more about having more meaningful interactions with each other. A good example being that there's a thing in the game called Roman cancels, right? And you used to just be able to fucking red Roman cancel out of any old shit, right? And including a whiffed throw. Now, a whiffed throw should be the ultimate punishment moment, right?
Yeah.
That's a risky thing to do. But you could just whiff a throw, red Roman cancel, throw them. I mean,
yes.
So there's loads of little things. And it's one of those things that's also very, I'm sure you'll agree with this, Sean, very hard to describe. But the feel of the game from before to now, when we picked up straight away, we were just we're having meaningful interactions with each other. There's strategizing. The neutral game actually fucking exists now.
Well, they gave everyone, they gave all the characters a new command normal. So it adds a lot of depth to the game. In that way as well, to be honest, even though they've sort of nerfed a lot of the characters, everyone sort of feels kind of strong, but you've also got an extra command normal, which really sort of helps with the neutral game and movement.
It's not as if they've nerfed it and made everyone shit. It's that they've nerfed it to make it less
compress the tier lists.
Yeah, and make it less stupidly powerful all the time.
Yeah,
it means that there are characters currently that are that have been bumped up the tier list, some that have gone down, but for all intents and purposes, it's like a brand new game, and it's so much fun. Yeah. I haven't had this much fun for a while on a fighting game. It's so good. And the thing is, I was a little bit disappointed because the trailer talked about expanded movesets, and I thought the characters were going to be getting a new special move. What I didn't realise was that actually I'm kind of happy with the fact that it's either one or two command normals that have been added in, and actually just the rebalance of the game has made the whole thing feel better. When I first booted up, I messaged you, didn't I? I was like, well, all they've done is they haven't put any new special moves in the game. Just temper your expectations about that part of it, but the whole rest of it was really good. And actually, the new command normals are fine and adequate, and the characters feel well rounded.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. There's a lot of good options. So yeah, if you're like thinking about jumping into a fighting game, there almost definitely is a character for you in this game. To be fair,
and it's currently cheap and really fun. They've added proper ranked modes into the game. I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, because before there was that stupid tower shit, now they've got proper ranks with silver, gold, all of that shit.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, that put me off a bit before, but now I'm just like churning out the ranked. Also, they've got a whole new season that came out with this update. So currently, out of 4 characters, there's one that's been released called Jam, and she's like sort of a traditional sort of kung fu sort of type woman, and she can do like
Eastern mysticism type shit with kung fu,
yeah, like the mysticism type stuff. So you can buff her special moves to make them more powerful. So she's got like a flying kick she can go across the screen with, but it like really pulls you to the corner and does a lot of damage if you power
her pressure is insane. Now, of course, there are no tier lists out there yet because it's too early, right? But predicted tier lists put her very, very, very high because the pressure is insane.
And she's got parry as well.
Yes, and the whole system...
You can choose to like just parry the move, or you can parry the move then punch afterwards.
Yes, because Sean, I bought you her on Steam, right?
Yeah, you can't leave. Like, so I've
you've been trying her out today.
Yeah, I tried her yesterday and today, just like so I could give like if people were wanting to jump in and be her, I thought because she's new, I thought yeah,
and I think that I just thought you would really like her because the pressure is really insane. Good. You like martial arts based characters, and she's probably the only semi-realistic one. To me, what it reminds me of, a bit like Gato from Fatal Fury.
Yeah,
with a bit of Fei Long sprinkled in there, if they were a Marvel vs. Capcom character. That's what it feels like.
She has got that Gato flip as well, to be fair. You can sort of do, like, you can do, like, the somersault where you, like, sort of mildly somersault in the air, like, sort of low down. But then you can also follow it up with, like, a special move as well. Like, she's got, like a kick, like an axe kick in the air. So, yeah, that's another move that can be buffed. But
I noticed she's got that slide move where if you slide and it hits even if somebody's ducking, it's a move you have to jump to avoid.
Yeah.
And that is an absolute monster of a move, especially when you're turtling up a little bit and trying to wait for an opening. And I've noticed the Jam players online do that, and it is fucking annoying. But cracking character. The other notable one is that Nagoriyuki has been... It's way at the top. I don't know if you've noticed this when you've been playing ranked. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's a samurai character who I would say is if you were doing a blood build on Elden Ring, he's a bit like that. He focuses around making you bleed and doing big hits rather than combos.
He's extremely similar to Warden on Samurai Showdown.
Yes.
So he kind of deserves to be at the top because he's just got a few he just does a simple hits with his big sword and stuff like that. Special moves are these combos that he does and stuff. So
although in the game it tells you how easy to use each character is, Nagoriyuki is He's low ease of use, right?
Yeah,
apparently.
I wouldn't use him, to be honest.
No, but if I'm being honest, he'd be my recommendation for new players. If you fancy getting into this game, and you really, really should, it's really good. I would recommend it to new players because you don't need to focus on any combos whatsoever. You could just focus on your positioning, baiting out attacks, and then punishing them with big slashes. That's it.
Yeah. You're probably right, actually.
Speaking of new players, though, what I've been doing, because a couple of the people from uni play Guilty Gear, and of course my friend Tommy, they were already really into it anyway. And when we've been online, me and them have been playing quite a lot. and then they've been telling me about all of the lore and stuff. That's why I know about Bedman. But we've had 2 other people from uni also playing, and we've been making like rooms and all playing together. And of course, Carty from the Discord has been in there, and just that has been some of the most fun for me. Because one of the things from before was that if you want to play with a bunch of people, your mates, you have to create a room, like I was going to say a physical room, but like it's like a hub that you all hang out in game, right?
Yeah.
And before it was so buggy.
It was,
but now it just works.
Yeah, it just works perfectly, and it actually made me sort of go and update my avatar. Like, there's hundreds and thousands of items you can get, because you can like go fishing.
You do this fishing mini game.
You do a fishing mini game, and then you get like a certain amount of avatar items if you want to get that.
Or you can get items for your house.
Yeah.
But we've been in a room like most nights, like all of us, and that's been some of the most fun, because a friend from uni called Matt as well was like new to fighting games completely, has been getting into it, and I've been sort of, I wouldn't say coaching, but like showing him cool stuff to do and like different techniques and stuff. And that was pretty fun, because he started out, and no offense, Matt, but he was trash, obviously, because he was completely new to the game. And then he played against Carty and was doing much better. And that's because I was in his ear and I was going, right, do this. And I was showing him like the cool things to do. He was playing Axel Low, and I was just saying, and obviously Carty was playing Chip Zanuff, right? So he's a rushdown character, and Axel Low is very good at keeping people away. So I was sort of giving him those little tips, and seeing him get better has been a lot of fun. But also just hanging out in the same room and all playing, and then seeing people go into training, or like Tommy, for example, would go off and go like, right, I want to learn how to link these 2 moves together. Give me a minute. Then we'd do a bit of training, and then when we're done, we'd play again and stuff like this. And it's just been like a really good learning experience for the game, especially because all of us have been like trying out new characters as well. So it's the first time I've been all right with about 3 or 4 characters in a game probably ever.
Yeah. Well, so, you've been playing a lot of it, so it's good.
I've been going mental on it, man. I've been going fucking buck wild. It's a good game, though.
It's good, yeah. And speaking of that, unfortunately, like, it's a day before, I think, like before my levelist comes, so I'm getting so I'll report on it next time. The Cosmos C-AT, or CAT, some people have called it, and you're getting the
well, this is it. I told myself now that I wasn't going to buy any new controllers, right? But I think I just have to accept that maybe the new tech going into current levelists is interesting to me, and that it's part of what I enjoy about the hobby. Instead of going, I've got my perfect controller and feeling guilty that I'm looking at new ones, right? It's just that I like different ones for different situations, and different ones have different merits for different games, right? But also, I think I just enjoy about the hobby seeing the new shit that's coming out. Like the C-AT is the one you're getting. It's very, very different from your old one. And
it is. Yeah.
Even like
looks very comfortable, to be honest.
Because of the rise of like keyboard switches and them getting better and better and more technologically advanced, like the prices of levelers have gone up. But also that means that the quality of the buttons is getting better and more useful in a way that perhaps traditional arcade sticks haven't in a long while.
Well, you got like a sort of nice mix. So you got like traditional keyboard buttons up the top for like start, tournament, lockout, and all that stuff. But you got like also with the actual buttons, the main buttons you're going to be using in game. You can turn them so you can make them deeper or like quicker to press, and like.
See, that's the type of shit I'm speaking about, though.
That's the new tech.
Yeah, and also the fact that you've got those, because usually they have those like, I don't know what they are, like 3mm buttons for start, select, and all of that, and your one's got instead like traditional keyboard buttons on it. I'm just like, but there's those little touches like that make you go, right, yeah, but I am happy with my controller, but this one has something new that might aid me with a specific game. And I'm thinking like, I pretty much love my Victrix, like I love it to death, right? Sick. But the only trouble is that it's got traditional arcade buttons, and specifically only for Guilty Gear. Like for any other game, that controller's perfect. But for Guilty Gear, slide inputs are really, really, really handy to do. And the thing is that there's these, I don't know, they're relatively new, keyboard switches in the one I've bought, and I'll get into that in a second, called shadow hunting ones, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they've got like the tiniest amount of travel. You could breathe on them. And so for slide inputs, it's just going to be so easy. I'll be able to do the supers like nobody's business. But anyway, yeah, the one I went for is Haut 42 are the company, right?
No, they're the controllers. The company's Cosmox.
No. So Haut 42 is the company.
No.
I know this because I was looking into it yesterday.
Oh, it was, yeah.
So
it's the other way. Is it the other way? No, Haut 42 is the
Why don't you just let me say it and then you'll know? Right, so Haut 42 is the company. Then they have some pads some controllers they make under the Haut 42 range, right, which tend to be their more basic ones. Then Cosmox, they tend to make the higher end of things. That is another branch of the exact same company.
Yeah.
But they've now just started a third fucking company called TBGamer, right, that appear to be mid-range ones, but this one I've got was released this month, and it should be on its way very soon. But it's the Emotion 3. That's what it's called. I don't know where Emotion 1 and 2 went, but here we are. But the cool thing is that all the levelers, not all of them, with hitboxes being an exception, they use the GP2040 PCB that has that little screen on it, which is something I really like about those levelers, because you can see your inputs, you can program it to have a custom image when you boot it up, all of this shit. But this new one that I've got is the first one. It uses a RP3045 or something, printed circuit board, but it's a Retro Pi one or Raspberry Pi, and it has a colour screen on it.
Nice,
but it also has a little computer inside that can record your inputs and display them to you in color on that little screen, right? So that means you could practice inputs without even having the game on, and you can set it to display different types of information or custom images when certain parameters are met. And it comes with this new software that you can go on your computer to program all of that. So I'm just like,
amazing.
That looks fucking cool, but also, as much as I love my Victrix, it doesn't have the extra buttons. It's just got the directions and the main buttons.
Well, I think you're going to be, like, especially for Guilty Gear, there's the long buttons on the side, on the bottom, but also the ones on the side of the D-pad and above the 8 buttons as well. I think you're going to like that for like a dash on Guilty Gear.
Exactly, but that was my point. I do think my Victrix is like a perfect controller in a lot of ways, but it's just not. For Guilty Gear, it's not the exact one, and also I just like the look of this controller. It's got the Emotion 3's got a very weird look. Like all the buttons are sort of subtly different, and it's got sort of a.
It's got Wall-E type vibe.
Yeah, it's got Wall-E type cyberpunkish punk vibes to it, and it's weird, and I like that about it. We'll review it next time on the podcast.
We'll review both, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. We've also been playing Earthion.
Yeah.
All right, so Earthion is, as many people will know, it's Yuzo Koshiro's new shmup. Yuzo Koshiro being the fella who designed Streets of Rage, the criminally underrated Protect Me Night games.
Yeah.
And also this Earthion is a new shmup, and he did all of the sound effects and music for it. And it's really, really good. So it's a classic horizontal shmup where obviously your hitbox is your entire ship, so it's quite large. But it's the big thing is that you have your shields and can power up your gun. You don't have bombs in it, but you power up your shields and try to collect items from downed enemies to power up your shields and guns. You also have, which is like. See, most shmup players like purity, right? They don't like people to fuck with the formula, but they fuck with the formula in one subtle way that I think is really good. And in fact, some classic shmups have done it, is where they have weapon switching.
Yeah, I mean, that's been in like sort of the side-scrolling ones for a while now, though.
Go on, then.
I mean, I can't think of any examples, but that's
my point. It's not common.
But I mean, there are like some games that do it.
The only one I can think of is Radiant Silvergun.
Oh, yeah.
Radiant's shitty gun.
It's the best game ever.
It's fucking terrible, and I hate it. But yes, but the weapon switching is very, very uncommon, and I don't think I've ever seen it in a 10 out of 10 shmup. I might have seen it in some shitty ones.
It is good because you have to kind of strategize, and then you have to sort of figure out by the end what the best weapon for the boss is. Because you can also, at the end of each level, you get an upgrade, but you have to hold on to it till the end of the round, so the end of the stage, and so then you can upgrade your ship in some sort of way, like life or different attacks. Or...
Yeah, so this little pod that you grab takes up one of your weapon slots. So when you get to the boss, you see the pod and you go, right, which weapon do I want to give up? Or you're weighing up in your head if the upgrade is even worth it. Like, I might need these 2 guns to get through this boss. Like, for example, I've been using the what is it called? The pulse laser, and then the one that shoots in 3 directions, right?
Yeah, that's
and that pretty much is like almost for most situations of the game the ideal setup, right? But then I get to the first boss, and the first boss, like for example, is really. You can more or less shoot it with a dead-on laser most of the time, but there are some attack patterns where you need to go underneath it, right?
Yeah.
And so then that's where the V thing becomes very, very handy. But on its main phases, the V thing is not very, very good. So the point is that you're going, well, which one of those do I want to sacrifice to get the upgrade?
But I did notice that with the first boss, like the flamethrower is good because it moves up and down, and then so does that. So it's like you got that's also a good option. But probably the laser is the best. But you have to be a bit more skilled to use the laser. But yeah, it's like things like that, really.
Well, this is it. This is it. I'm quite good at shmups, and as a result, like. The straight shot with the laser is like pretty fine for me. That said, this game is fucking hard, and the flamethrower is amazing, but I never ever get it because of the short range. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to be that close to anything until I've memorized the game a bit more. Yeah, but this is one of the things that put me off. When I first saw the trailer for Earthion, I saw the upgrade system, and I thought, does this mean you upgrade your ship and then you start the game again with all these upgrades? But it's not. It's per run.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is perfect for me. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, because it's a Mega Drive game. so they kind of had to make it like that, to be honest.
Yeah. But the thing is, the upgrades being per run, I think, is fucking perfect. I mean, I like pure experiences when it comes to shmups. And like, here's the thing, like, Radiant Silvergun, and I'm going to slag it off a little bit here, it included a level up mechanic that is stupidly, unbelievably complicated where you need to chain attacks of similar colour enemies. So it's like a lot of shmups revolve around memorisation, it's just a fact, right? And that one, the memorisation goes to fucking 11, and it's like 15 stages long, right?
Masterpiece.
And no, it's not a masterpiece. And then you're upgrading your shots by killing things with them as well. And it's like, but then here comes Earthion, right? It does the fucking level up thing really, really well, keeps it arcadey. You lose it if you game over, all of your upgrades are gone, end of story. But it keeps it arcadey and manages to include a level up system that includes a risk reward system that feels good and feels like a challenge, right? Yeah. And I'm like, this is probably the best way of adding RPG or upgrade mechanics into a shmup I've ever seen. And people talk about Radiant Silvergun like it's the best example of it. It fucking isn't.
I mean, it is the best example of
I, to be honest, I think I can see that Radiant Silvergun is a good game. I just hate it. And to be honest, it was also part of the fact that I 1cc'd it, and it was the hardest 1cc ever. And then when I went and did some research, people are saying that almost nobody does that, and you have to be a psycho to do it. And this was all I did was main that game for about 4 months, and it just led to me fucking hating it. Like every time I would be, because you have to, I'm sorry to go off on a tangent here, but you have to keep the chains really, really fucking consistent.
You do, yeah.
And the thing is, it's like I would get to like, because the game is far too fucking long.
It is really long.
I would get to the point where I'd be on stage like 11 and I'd miss a chain. I'd be like, that's the entire rest of the fucking game fucked up.
Because they sort of mixed an arcade game with a story and stuff. I mean, they made it like, it is nice. I mean, it is like the cinematic type nature.
I love the look of it. But anyway, look, Earthion is very, very good.
It is good. It is
to
really
put it in
good.
perspective, like as Sean mentioned, it's actually a game made to run on a Mega Drive, and there is of ROM within the files when you download it on Steam, which is fucking cool.
And they're going to have a physical Mega Drive release soon as well.
That's true. But there was a moment when I was playing the game, right? You know, like, say, for example, Shovel Knight. It's NES inspired, but it could not ever work on an NES. Like, it just couldn't, right? But there was a point where, you know, the really unbelievably beautiful ship animations at the start of every level. And, you know, on the first level, that big fucking hulking ship that crashes and it's like warping and all this shit. And I was like, fucking hell. Well, there was part of me in the back of my mind thinking, well, this is retro inspired. That would never work on a Mega Drive. And then I remembered, I was like, how have they done? Like, when you watch the game and how beautiful it looks, you're like, how the fuck did they manage? It is a feat of programming, the fact that they managed to make it look as beautiful as it does.
In the last few years, there's been a lot of, like, I don't know, like, advancements in how people, in understanding of how the Mega Drive works.
I mean, that helps, yeah. But it's still impressive.
It is, definitely.
I'd say my one gripe with it is that I don't dig the sound effects very much at all. I hate them. But that might just be Mega Drive sound effects.
It is Mega Drive, yeah, like that, because I remember that sort of voice from like a few sort of games, but
I don't mind the bit crushed voice. All I have a problem with is
the music's like incredible.
Oh, the music is fucking it's top notch.
But they have to make I guess they have to make space. So
I agree, but then okay, look, the sound effects on Streets of Rage, for example, another Yuzo Koshiro game, were not of high fidelity. But you know, the way they were mixed and the way they fit with the game's soundtrack felt very like congruent, right?
Yeah.
And I just feel like the mix is off, and B, there's something about the noisiness and over the top nature of a lot of the sounds that interfere with the cool music. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, especially when you're on low life and it's like this is like warning.
Yeah. See, I get it, and I get that, but I don't think the sound effects in shmups should not be loud. They shouldn't be loud. They shouldn't be overbearing because you're going to hear them 6,000 times.
Yeah, but you know. Yeah.
But it's a simple fix. I just turned it down. That was that. And the game comes with some pretty good CRT filters, very, very customizable CRT filters.
And some really nice, actually, apart from the main story mode, some actually amazing, really difficult challenges.
Totally. So, Earthion, would you recommend it?
Yeah, definitely. If you see it in the sale, that's when I'd recommend buying it.
How far have you got in the game?
So far I've only got to stage 3, but I'll just keep playing it and like dying and then like sort of doing it, trying it again.
That's exactly what I've been doing. I managed to get to the end of stage 4 on 1 credit so far. That's as good as I've done. Yeah. But I'm going to keep chipping away at it. I haven't been able to play it this week, unfortunately. But
I've got mid stage 3 done 1. So.
Listen, if you're out there and you're thinking, oh, shmups, aren't they outdated? Aren't they a dead genre? You're right.
Are they though?
Yeah, they pretty much are. But if there's one that I would recommend to people, I think this is a very good one. The music will get you adrenalized. It looks fucking beautiful, and it's a really, really challenging, fun game to play.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that is it for Earthion. So let's go on to our individual games. I've seen, Sean, you've put down... we're going to go to you first, because you've put down Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom.
Yeah.
What is this?
So it's a really, it's a bloody good platformer, man.
Bloody good rap.
It's a bit like Banjo-Kazooie. It's actually probably one of the most underrated games ever. I had a lot of fun with it because it's a 3D platformer. You play as a wind-up taxi, you sort of start in like you start in like a garage. It's like a massive garage, and you go to like different levels, similar to Mario 64. But in each level, you like, go and get cogs and stuff, in different areas. So it's a bit like Banjo-Kazooie in that way. But you got sort of the control. Weirdly enough, even though you can't jump, you got sort of this similar to control to Mario Odyssey, because you get like a move where you can like jump like spin around. You know, like that movie Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I'm watching a trailer of it now. This looks so good.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So you drift? Do you drive like a car in it?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
This looks amazing,
but
man.
You also like jump. Yes, it is amazing. It's absolutely.
I love the retro style graphics as well.
That as well. That as well.
Yeah. I mean, how much was it?
Well, I got it for £4 in the sale.
What the fuck?
It's usually a tenner, which is worth it, but £4 is like...
Oh, there's that sound again. It's Corrections Corner. We'll go back to Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom in a second. Sean, at one point in the podcast, and I never pulled it up, I listened to it, it flew under the radar. You said Virtua Fighter is Japan's biggest fighting game.
Oh, yeah, I did. I'll stand by it.
Do you understand how wrong you are about that? Why did you say that?
Obviously, Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, obviously. Virtua Fighter isn't even close to being the Japan's... Why did you say that?
Well, like, I thought it was, because I saw it on like a sort of list of like the biggest fighting games per country, and Virtua Fighter was Japan's.
Right.
It's Virtua Fighter and Street Fighter.
Like Japan's like 20th or whatever. Of the 10 that get
but you
played.
know they like Sega, you know, like so. Yeah,
yeah, they do. But then when you go to Japan, finally, you will see that Sega Worlds, in comparison to say Taito or any of the other arcades, are a depressing affair. Much smaller.
Okay, I thought it was like Yakuza, to be honest.
Yeah, they are, but they are like the ones in Yakuza. Yeah, they're accurate.
Shenmue,
yeah, but they're very small. You go to Taito and it's like 8 floors of different games, and you go to the Sega one, it's like 1 floor, and like a real old Sega fan welcoming you in.
Nice.
Right.
Sounds
anyway,
good,
so Virtua Fighter 5 being Japan's biggest fighting game, are you going to apologise for that now, or?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
all right, that was Corrections Corner. So Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom.
So you got like sort of different. You got like the spin jump, like Mario Odyssey. So you can sort of exploit that and use that. Like you can go, you can sort of tackle levels in sort of different ways. It's really cool because.
So is it a collectathon?
Yeah, it is. It collectathon. So you got like different puzzles, different quests you can do to get all these cogs.
Mate, I need to concentrate on the Guilty Gear.
Yeah, but
this looks so good.
Well, I spent like an entire evening playing it like the other day. And it's, like got all the cogs in one of the levels. And
I love these types of games. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, you'd absolutely love it, man. It's like a 10 out of 10 for you, really.
All right, I'll get it. All right, fine.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Is it still on sale for £4? Because if it is,
it should be. Yeah, I mean,
can I have £4? Right, anything else to say on Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom? It gets how many thumbs up? How many
I think it's
A's out of 10?
I think it's stands up there with some of the best platformers, to be honest.
Great.
Robo bitch.
So go and get it. It's one of the most underrated games.
Robo bitch.
Sorry. And you went to see the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
With a lot of galaxies.
We gotta get everyone out of here. Go, go, go.
Mamma mia.
Now, I've heard nothing but good things about this. The fans are loving it.
Have you been on the internet?
Not much. Why?
No, because it's the opposite, really. I'll tell you, like the first film was like a good intro into like the whole Mario sort of thing. So you it's
very
sort of,
canon as well, which
it's
I
all
liked.
like, not really, but like it's a cinematic shot. But you sort of it gets the imagination going. So what could happen in the next movie? But they just sort of did a showy, reference heavy sort of film. And it sort of felt like the ending was a bit rushed, to be honest.
Wait, of the first one?
No,
this one.
The second one. It felt like they were like trying to cram a lot in there, but
See, I heard somebody say that it was a bit like, this is my uneducated opinion, but it was a bit like they designed it like a video game. Like it's almost like there are different levels that are set pieces, but there's not actually a plot.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I just, I don't know. I didn't expect anything major because you got like some good like films where like you got like a simple story, but it just felt like they sort of built up stuff in the first one. Like Mario and Luigi have a bit of a character and stuff like that. I wasn't expecting like.
But in Mario in this film, apparently he's not even part of the plot, really.
Not really.
It's just about everyone else.
Yeah.
So
Mario and Luigi come in on bikes, and then like that's
they're coming on bikes.
They come in on bikes at the beginning of the film, like they go through like a desert and shit, and it's like, oh yeah, it's Mario and Luigi, and then they meet Yoshi, voiced by Donald Glover, and that, and you know.
Does he sing "This Is America" though?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He just says Yoshi all the time.
This is the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yoshi. No, he doesn't.
Wait, how does he? How does he actually sound? Because I was wondering that. Does he sound like Yoshi?
No, he does. He does a good job.
Have you seen that video of him and the cast trying to name Mario songs? And it's like "Du-du-du-du-du-du," and they're like, "That's Bowser's theme." yeah, I know this one. That's Bowser's theme, bruh. And then Donald Glover's like, "I'm such a fucking fan," and it does that, you know, that from 64, the racing one.
Oh yeah.
Right, and he does that, and he's like, "I think this is from Mario 64," and I'm like, "You've never played it."
He claimed to have completed it. It was the only game he had on his N64, according to him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because obviously he grew up very poor. Do you think Donald Glover is a bit of a nepo baby? Like I think he seems like a nice fella, but he's not as bad as say Jaden Smith, but he is a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because wasn't his dad Danny Glover?
Yeah.
Who made Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think he only had Mario 64.
No, I mean, he said he won. If it wasn't for that, he wouldn't have had a console. He won an N64 in a competition, and
oh, right. I don't believe that for a fucking second.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that was kind of sort of good about it is the way
there's the popcorn bucket.
Oh yeah, I got the popcorn bucket just in case.
You paid for a cardboard bucket.
No, it wasn't a cardboard bucket. It was a metal bucket. Hooray! It was a metal bucket, and I also.
How much was the metal bucket?
It was £8, but
jeez. So you spent £8 on a bucket?
Yeah, I got excited. But I thought
you see a bucket.
I thought it'd go up in value, but it's only really gone down because they're like giving them away now, really. So I managed to get some free key rings, like a couple of I know.
You're so bad though with like knowing the value of collectibles though.
Yeah,
you're so bad with this because you're like, that's going to be rare. 1 point, of course, it will be, but it has to be sought after at the same time.
Yeah, I mean it's not really. It's sort of the opposite, really.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
can I have the bucket?
It's a nice bucket.
No, actually, how about this? Why don't we do a competition this episode and we'll give away the bucket to the listener?
Yeah.
Want to keep it?
No, we can do that. That'd be good. Yeah, we'll send it out. It's a nice bucket, Super Mario Galaxy popcorn bucket. It's not the Yoshi one.
It hasn't been used, has it? Has it been used?
No, it hasn't been used. I was going to put a plant in it.
All right, so let's do a competition. Let me play. Shut up. Let me play a jingle. Shut up. Right, so we're doing a competition. If you can provide evidence of you sharing this podcast with a friend and send it to luckyandwildpodcast@gmail.com, you will be put into a hat. Not you. Your name will be put into a bucket. There we go. Nice.
Yeah.
And
we'll put it in the popcorn bucket.
We'll put it in the popcorn bucket. We will draw out a name, and you will win that popcorn bucket. We'll send it to you.
Obviously, we'll wash the bucket out after putting paper in it and that, because
you don't want any paper residue. What are you talking about, you idiot? Right, anyway, look, we'll send out the bucket. So shut up. Send us evidence of you having shared this podcast with a friend. Real evidence. And you'll be entered into the prize draw to win a bucket.
Yeah. I also did get some free key rings.
Should we chuck those in there too?
Because they were sort of giving stuff away. I should have got another bucket for for the competition, really.
We could have done with more buckets.
I paid £8, but they just really wanted rid of them.
They were like, "That'll be. Are you sure? You want to pay £8? I'll give you a bucket." And you were like, "No, I want the full experience here, bruv."
It was a bit like that, yeah. And they were trying to give me cups, and I was like, "Nah, I'm all right, man."
We could have sent some cups out to the runners-up, man.
But the key rings were of very good quality. But
we chucking those in as well?
But no, definitely.
All right.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I mean, but they were sort of, they were sort of really. Like, I went to see another.
Desperate.
Like weeks later, I went to see another film. It was a couple of days ago, and they just really were just like they were just really trying to overload me with stuff. So.
People running out of handfuls of buckets. So if you want one of those, what was the film you saw a couple of days ago?
The Magic Faraway Tree.
Cool. Right, I'll do one of my games. I've been playing Phantasy Star Online. Keeping it current. Right, this isn't Phantasy Star Online 2. It's not the latest one. It's the old one that was on the Dreamcast. But more specifically, the PC port, Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst. The servers are down on that. And as a result, some people have set up private servers. Specifically, I'm playing on the Earthion server. The reason being is because the Earthion server is unaltered. Like, some people, other private servers will, like, change the amount of XP you get, this, that, and the other. But I wanted the genuine experience. And for those that don't know, Phantasy Star Online was sort of one of the first MMOs, but one of the first real big MMOs, and specifically it was a MMO for console on Dreamcast.
Yeah, and GameCube as well.
Yeah, and later got bought to the GameCube. Yeah, that's true. And it's weird because it doesn't really... Nowadays, all MMOs have to have a little action bar at the bottom and all follow the fucking same structure. And back then, things were different, right? And Phantasy Star Online has a very weird structure. So you sort of go into a lobby and create a team. And now anyone can come in and join your team and help you on missions. But you're really progressing through a linear story. A little bit like Final Fantasy XIV in that regard.
Or Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he shares a lot in common with Monster Hunter, actually. But once you've got your team, you then go down to this sort of... I forget what they fucking call it now. I can't even remember. But like the city hub area where you've got your shops, all of that shit, and then you can embark on missions. And you can play with other players. Now, the thing is that most of the levels in the game and the missions that you're doing are sort of maze-like maps, aren't they, in different areas as you progress through the story, that all end with a big boss fight, some of which are really, really fucking cool. Now, the thing about the Phantasy Star Online is it is very slow-paced, isn't it? The characters walk slow. The manner in which you attack is sort of like you have to press the attack button, and then you have to press it with the right timing to do a 1-2-3 combo, and that's more or less all you'll ever be doing, aside from like setting traps and spells, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's just fun to play it with other people and progress through a dungeon. To be honest,
yeah, find your way through, unlock doors, and grab loot. Like, it's a simple game, but when you're playing it with other people, it's very, very fun. And let's be honest, the vibe, you absolutely cannot beat it. It's got mad, like, I don't know how to put it, but like Y2K Dreamcast sort of vibes, obviously, right? And
yeah, of course,
it's got a beautiful, very nice sort of look that could only have really come from that time, with accompanying music and character designs that make it that all add to that feel. The community that are playing on this Earthion server, there's about 300-400 people, something like this, depending on what region you go on. And they're all really, really nice and really helpful, really chatty and all of this stuff. And that has been a hell of a lot of fun. The only thing is that I did play it recently, the Dreamcast version, where somebody had made a hack so that you could play on private servers. And so playing it again on PC, it is nicer. It does look nicer, and it is nice to actually be playing it with more than 10 people. But I find the game to be a bit of a slog, to be honest. Because the trouble is, right, there's 2 episodes. There's Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, right? And most of the people in the game are already on to Episode 2, and they're already on to doing Ultimate Difficulty, which you have to complete on normal, hard, very hard, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So, really, when you're doing Phantasy Star Online 1, you're doing the first content in the game, you're going to be doing it on your own. and it can feel like such a slog because the game isn't meant to be played like that.
Yeah, it's definitely designed with like having 4 people in mind.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the one thing, like, because it's an old MMO and these things weren't really standardized. That's the one thing they didn't really iron out. They just assumed you would always be playing with other people. And when sometimes monsters can take 5 or 6 combos just to kill one, and you're set into a room with 20 of them, it can feel like a real slog. And yeah, it's weird because you go in with 3 other people, and it just feels like playing like Diablo. Right?
Yeah,
it's got that type of pace to it, but when you're playing it on your own, it's fucking hard.
It's almost unplayable, to be fair.
Yeah, and I can see why some of the other servers bump up the XP so you can get to the later content, but also you don't level up faster if you're playing on your own. You level up at the same rate.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So it's like, it is a bit of a slog, especially because when I recently played it on Dreamcast, I actually only played up to, I only played episode 1. So I'm kind of trying to get to episode 2, and as a result, it feels like a slog. The other thing, I'm probably not going to continue playing it, but if you are curious about the game, or if you want to go back and revisit it, I just wanted to recommend it to the listeners and be like,
well, it's a good timepiece.
yeah, exactly. Well, not time. What would you call it? Time capsule.
Yeah,
almost.
time capsule. Yeah, like a bit of history, you know.
Yeah, and
it's good to have it online, functional for people to see in a historical sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I will say, like, the few times I've been like, this is fucking boring, I've just gone into the lobby and gone, does anyone want to help me with this? And people have just done it, to be fair. So,
yeah, I mean,
the last time I played, I was just like, I got put in I joined someone else's group, and they just had an amazing shotgun and were tearing through fucking gigabombers like you wouldn't believe. And I was like, okay, well, I need one of those. And I just went into a lobby with a bunch of guys that were feeding their mags, which I won't get into, but they were feeding their mags in the lobby, right? And I was just speaking to them, and I was like, how the fuck do I get decent weapons? Because it's been hours. And I remember the last time I played, I got one quite early, but I must just have got good luck. Yeah, and they just they just took me to one of the later areas of the game, and then we just farmed until I got a decent shotgun.
Just shielded you from all the enemies that would kill you in one hit.
So the people are very willing and very nice, which is cool.
Yeah, it's for that sort of game, like the way that game is, and also like the age of the game. And like how loved it is, you know.
Yeah,
you'd expect that really to be.
But I will say this: some of the best, most brightest, and coolest looking areas are also in episode 2.
They are.
They're very dank in episode 1, aren't they? I mean,
yeah.
But there we go. And the thing is as well, and I'll just go on a mild rant here, is that as a fan of the entire Phantasy Star series, the lore of Phantasy Star Online makes no fucking sense. And I'm aware I'm an outlier here because most people don't like Phantasy Star. They just like Phantasy Star Online, right?
I always consider online to be a separate thing that has the same name. And
it more or less is. But it's got some of the iconography in there, some of the skill names are this. Actually, in fact, all of them are the same, right?
Like the characters look like something from the older games, but even the enemies aren't really from the...
No, well, this is my problem. They exactly are from the older games, but it doesn't make sense, right? Because at the end of
I recognise a few of them.
No, they're like there are so many that are exactly the same. But this is what doesn't make fucking sense, right? Is at the end of Phantasy Star 3, the world ends, right? You have and 2 big ecosystem level ships leave the planet, right? You got Pioneer 1, which goes off to the Algol system. I think. Look, it's been a while since I played Phantasy Star. But they go off to the star system that you play in Phantasy Star 4, right? And then Phantasy Star 4 takes place 100 years after that, and society's rebuilt and all this shit, right? I understand that. Pioneer 1 goes there. Pioneer 2 is the other one that goes off in a completely fucking different direction, and it's where most of Phantasy Star Online takes place. You've crash landed on this planet. Not crash landed, but you've landed on this planet and seeing if it's habitable. Habitable? Habitable, right? And you crash land there. Now, ask me this, right? In Phantasy Star, the original RPGs, you have things like Rappies, you have Boombas, you have those Scyther type things, you have Hildebears. How the fuck? Why you've travelled light years away from your original planet? Why are the iconic monsters from the old Phantasy Star games on this new planet that you find yourself in? Consider the fact that on our planet, Australia, when broke off, it was the first landmass to break off, right? right, from where, like, millions of years ago. It's the first landmass to break off. That's on the same planet, and they've got platypuses, right? My point is if this entire... Why is the ecosystem exactly the same to where the exact same animals have formed on this planet? What fucking sense does that make?
Maybe they're just really efficient species.
Yeah, they managed to figure out and then forget space travel, all of them, right? And the other problem I have with it is that Phantasy Star has this fucking problem, and it's not really a big deal when you consider that 1, 2, 3, and 4 are like a very succinct quadrilogy of games, right? But the bad guy is always Dark Fowls, who's like the kind of overarching bad guy from all of them, right? But as we know, Pioneer 1 went off, and in Phantasy Star 4, it turns out that this whole time Dark Fowls has followed them to this new fucking solar system and is trying to destroy all of the humanoid races there too, right? So why is it that he's also in Phantasy Star Online? So he happens to be literally in 2 places at once. It doesn't make fucking sense.
Yeah, because they had to get him in the game, innit?
Because he has to be in there, because he's the bad guy. Yeah. But nobody ever explains it. They don't, like, there's this really cool bit in Phantasy Star 4 where they go into the history of the previous 3 games, and they explain why Dark Fowls is there. And I know my explanation earlier was flippant and silly, but in Phantasy Star Online, it's just sort of like at some point they're like, fucking hell, this guy's back. Shit. It's like he managed to be in 2 places at once.
It's easy enough for him to like sort of be like present, like you like speak about him, and then suddenly at the end he's like so there. It's that sort of looming.
I think that's just sort of it. They just go, oh, I think it might be. Oh, look, it is.
Yeah, it's perfect for an MMO.
Also, the other thing, think about it, right? Just even think about the forest zone at the beginning of the game. Yeah. Like, why are there so many electronic doors there? When the planet has never been habitable before, right? You've landed your ship there. You're sending people out to see if the planet is habitable, right? Why are there so many electronic doors to different areas?
Rag Rappies are really good with electronics, I think.
Yeah, that's the one thing that annoys me the most. Like, because some of the monsters have had redesigns, but Rappies, giant fucking yellow penguins, also happen to exist on this new planet. Anyway, look, it's dumb as shit. But it's only, I'm like, most people that play Phantasy Star Online have never played a Phantasy Star game. And it's like me, I'm playing it and I'm like raging about it. But everyone else is like, they don't know. As far as they're concerned, that game has a cool story that they kind of like. For me, it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. How does it fit into the fucking canon?
I think most people probably don't even like, just like, they don't really care about the story either, to be honest.
No, it's rubbish, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, that's Phantasy Star. The only other one I wanted to talk about quickly was Tank Team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, try not to cough. Rules out.
Wake up.
Baby, can't you see? I'm coming. A guy like you should wear a warning.
Right, so there's not actually any music for Tank Team. I forgot about this. So instead you've got me singing Britney Spears. Suck your mum. So Tank Team, you know the game Tanks? Is it Tank? Is it Tanks?
Tanks from back in the day.
The game that inspired Worms.
Yeah.
So it's literally that, right? You move it, you've got 2 tanks, they're fighting each other, you move around randomly generated terrain, and you try and shoot each other.
Oh, you move around now?
You can move around, yeah. Okay, but here's the twist, right?
Yeah.
Tank Team is like, imagine it's a co-op game, co-op PvP game. So you have 4 people versus 4 people, and all of you have to operate the tank from within, right? So you can't even see the map unless one of you goes up and looks through the binoculars and describes it to the rest of the team, right?
Okay.
So you have one guy, you might have one guy on refueling, like collecting petrol, refueling the tank, and you might have one guy going to the vending machine to buy ammo, loading it, and then you might have a guy on the bottom floor pressing the shoot button. So you need to all coordinate to play that game. Is it Tanks? Sorry?
Yeah.
To play the game Tanks, but everyone is like a little man inside the tank trying to do one of the little functions of it, right? We had an absolute blast on it. Played it with some of the uni mates, and it's like you really got to coordinate and sort of give out roles to people if you want to be efficient. So we had one guy that was just on getting ammo and loading the cannon based on what we need. We had somebody that was, because the steering wheel was right near the binoculars, so we had somebody that was just, their role was just to look at the map and move the tank about, right?
It sounds good. It sounds really fun. Like, it sounds like a good laugh. I imagine you'd have to have like a few mates. There's probably like quite a few people that do that though, like where they're in a similar situation to you with, like, you know, because you got all the people from uni.
Yeah, I mean, it was just lucky. I just logged on one day and one of them was like, "We're playing this." The thing is, it's free as well. There's a paid version that then comes with extra tanks and also like more customization options. But to try out and play for a couple of hours with your mates is free, and it's pretty good. The cool thing about it is like you've got sort of Among Us style mini games for the things that you're doing, and you're having to do them under pressure. So like filling the petrol, you don't just go over to the station, fill the petrol up. You go, you press action on the petrol, and then you've got to use your mouse to like move the petrol under the little tap, turn the tap on, fill it up.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
So it's like, it feels quite cool to play. It looks kind of crap, but it's a new twist on a very, very old game.
Well, there's probably like a lot of different moving parts, so they've had to downgrade the graphics a bit.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really good. And one of my proudest moments was that there's a shield you can use if you choose the big tank, and basically you just have to it has a battery that goes down, right? So you have to know when they're going to shoot and activate it. Now, we had somebody that was looking in the binoculars so they could see the other tank, and they would have to give commands to everyone else. But there was a point where I just had got a feeling for the rhythm of the other tank, of how long it was taking them to reload and shoot. And there was a certain point where nobody was looking through the binoculars. I just activated the shield, and it just happened to be the exact moment that they hit. And that's due to, I was just like thinking, right, it's been about roughly now, I reckon they're about to shoot. Activated the shields, and then an exact thing happened.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good game. And if you've got you kind of need 8 people to play it, which I don't even know 8 people. But in this particular case, we had a team of 3 versus 2.
Okay.
So the game kind of moved glacially slow because we were all desperately trying to do stuff. But good game. Tank team. Yeah.
Good idea.
That's it, isn't it, for What's Your Game?
Yeah.
Right, so we go for a break and then go on to the next seg?
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. Yeah, that'd be good.
Igloo boy.
Damn it. These guys won't stop coming on us.
So today, instead of our usual segments, we're going to dedicate a portion of this podcast to Yoshihisa Kishimoto, one of our favourite game developers of all time, who sadly recently passed away. Now, I'm aware that thus far this podcast hasn't been that funny, but let's just... So is that funny?
No, you shouldn't say that.
No. But, obviously we're talking about a guy that has sadly passed away, so this segment is probably not going to be very funny either. But hopefully we're going to give a loving tribute to the man and his work, and also give you some fucking good game recommendations that we know you will fucking love. Now, I'll forgive you if you don't know who this guy is, but if you do know him, it's likely as the creator of Double Dragon. Sean, your favourite?
Double Dragon. The Double Dragon.
It's not even just one dragon.
And
it's 2 of them.
Like I'd say, Double Dragon and the Kunio series are 2 of my favourite sort of series of all time.
And now, listen, those games, just from Double Dragon and River City Ransom alone, speak volumes about his legacy already, those being the most well-known ones. But what if I told you, and Sean's already hinted at it here, that this man was responsible for one of the greatest and criminally unknown game series of all time, and yet you, listener, have likely already played the series without knowing it.
Robo bitch.
You see, as I mentioned, Kishimoto created the hugely popular game River City Ransom, a beat-em-up RPG hybrid game featuring the one-off protagonists Alex and Ryan trying to save their girlfriends from local gangs. But here's the interesting thing. River City Ransom isn't a one-off game. It's a series of games, most of which never left Japan during their original release. And Sean, you just jump in with any facts you see fit here.
Although now you can get all of these on Switch. Actually, everything. Actually, you can get
more or less everything. There's some omitted, but we'll get into that in a bit when we get to the recommendations part.
But yeah, I mean, this series really started with, in the West, it was called Renegade. Over over there it was called Neketsu Kuha Kunio-Kun.
Kunio-Kun. Now we are going to say that word a lot. We're saying kun, the Japanese honorific, not the racist term, right? So just bear in mind that when we say that, because the series is based around a guy called Kunio-Kun, basically. But you see, Sean mentioned, obviously, Renegade. It really is the start of this series, but I kind of see that as being almost like River City Ransom or Kunio-Kun Zero, right? The plot elements and things like this were not really, and all the things that makes this series special were not really there in Renegade.
Although the ZX Spectrum port is a sight to behold, really, it pushed the system, but
Renegade is not a very good game.
You're right in that regard. Yeah, it's not.
It did sort of invent the beat 'em up genre, but it was just single screens. It wasn't belt scrolling like we've come to know.
Nah, but then Double Dragon came and it gave us the belt scrolling.
Exactly. But you see, in Japan, right, River City Ransom, a game that loads of you already love and loads of you already know and have probably played, is called Downtown Neketsu Monogatari, and this is sort of the first game in the series, if we discount Renegade from there. And it's all about the fictional Japanese town Neketsu, which means hot blood. So the title of the game translates to Hot Blood Downtown Story.
I thought the town was still called River City. Neketsu is the school, Neketsu High. And
oh, there you go. Yeah. But that's what it means, basically. Hot Blood Downtown Story. And it features two protagonists by the name of Ricky and Kunio. Two guys from rival gangs that have to team up against other gangs to rescue their girlfriends. And that's just the Japanese version of River City, basically.
But
the game is functionally the same, but the story and setting are different. And these two characters, in Japan, went on to star in more games than Mario, right? And this series is called the Ricky Kunio series. And they're usually, or it's sort of not called that, but that's what most people refer to it as, right?
So there was a game called Ricky Kunio that was probably the first platform fighter as well, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Oh, I forget about. Yeah. Anyway, so
it uses the fighting from River City Ransom or whatever.
But it's a 4-player platform fighter, and it was on that. And this is going to be a running theme, listeners. So many of these games ended up influencing games you know and love, and you didn't even know it, right? But these games, usually in the series, the main sort of format is RPG beat-em-up hybrids with stories centering around gang life. But the series also features the greatest sports spin-offs, like Mario does, but years before, right? Best sports games ever made, a parkour game 18 years before Mirror's Edge, and perhaps the greatest game in the series, Super Dodgeball.
So Super Dodgeball is like literally the framework for any other dodgeball game that came after it, to be honest.
That's true. Not a overly played genre, but it uses the physics and sort of mechanisms from River City Ransom to deliver an amazing dodgeball game, and that's what they did with all of the sports games too.
It's one of the best games on the NES, to be honest, but every one of these sports games, because they had a hockey game as well, and you and I went through the story mode, like co-op, and it was so much fun, man.
And these games, like, it's not even hyperbole when I say that these sports games are the best arcadey sports games ever made. They literally are. Nothing has got better than them, and that's just a fact, right? But in addition to this, there's even a historical Ricky Kunio retelling of the Edo period in Japan on the NES in the River City Ransom engine that is a beat-em-up RPG hybrid featuring Ricky and Kunio as stand-ins for historical characters. The game is called Downtown Special Kunio-Kun no Jidaigeki Dayo Zenin Shugo, which I'm sorry about the pronunciation, or Downtown Special Kunio-Kun's historical period drama.
We all called it Techno Samurai back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what the ROM was called when it was circulated around emulation fans, right? And this game took place 23 years before Like a Dragon Ishin, which basically did the same thing and was inspired exactly by that game, right?
I bet, yeah.
And the fact that we have modern games that are inspired by those because they were so big in Japan, but nobody fucking knows about them, right, is mad. But and not to harp on the point, but they also gave the same treatment to the Three Kingdoms period too, long before any Dynasty Warriors game had even been thought about, right? Basically, Kishimoto's legacy is so much more than just Double Dragon and River City Ransom. The River City games actually went on for years and years and years and featured a plot that developed over 20 years of games, much like the Yakuza series. We saw the games mature from the wacky, physics-based beat-em-ups from the NES and into the slow-paced, very serious Shadai Neketsu Koha Kunio-Kun, aka original hot-blooded guy Kunio-Kun, which was a SNES game featuring 2 fully open-world areas and was a legit full-length JRPG beat-em-up.
The world was incredible. I mean, like
It was huge.
Yeah, you can get on trains and explore. Like it's like basically the city of Osaka features as the first part of the game.
And then you go to another city. I'm trying to remember where it was, but there's 2 full cities in this SNES RPG
from 1992.
Utterly insane. And interestingly, right, the inspiration for this series, Kunio-Kun is actually based on Kishimoto himself, right? Here's the fun fact. You see, when Kishimoto was a teenager, for fun, he acted as a one-man anti-bullying task force, right? Roaming about his hometown and beating up gang members, right? In his words, he says, as a teenager, I got into fights on a daily basis. There was a girl, she dumped me, which pulled the trigger.
Bruh.
Basically, he turned a breakup into street justice and therefore might be the coolest man to ever live, right? He's a genius game designer and a hero who protected people in his town. That's not the next game really that he made. That's sort of the most prevalent in that one, really. Are you talking about Tachino Banker?
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. And the thing is that the inspiration is obviously very, very strong there because Kunio-Kun and Ricky, they're delinquents, right? Yeah, they are, in a lot of ways, kind of shit people.
Yeah.
But they've sort of got heart of gold. They, deliver justice. And I think Kishimoto, based the characters on himself because he was a delinquent. He went around beating people up for a laugh. Oh, okay, they deserved it, right? Yeah. He only targeted bullies. But that was sort of where the inspiration came in. Like you say about Kunio-Kun Tachino Banker, which is an amazing boss rush beat-em-up game. And in that, it's literally about it's Ricky and Kunio delivering justice to a bunch of terrible people in their town, basically.
Yeah, and it sort of becomes a Yakuza crime drama as well. You can get it on Steam, actually. It's under the title River City Girls 0.
Yes, which is an annoying title, and maybe we'll get into the annoying leeches and spin-offs that have happened in Steam, where people have tried to capitalise on River City Ransom being the only known game in the series. So, unfortunately, the original title, Kunio-Kun Tachino Banker, means Requiem for Kunio's Gang, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And it's like... But then they called it River City Girls 0 because of the success of the shitty, almost non-licensed spin-off game River City Girls.
It's because it featured those 2 girls that you play that were their girlfriends in the first River City Ransom.
Yeah, and then featured because Tachino Banker is a prequel, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so as a result, you play as the girls.
It's an origin story, basically.
Yeah, you play as the girls as well before they got kidnapped. So then River City Girls was like. They kind of got the license to produce a game, but it's not. I don't consider it to be canon.
No.
And as a result, then the game got renamed River City Girls 0, which is fucking annoying because it's not a prequel to those fucking shitty games. It's a prequel to the good ones that Kishimoto designed. But there we go.
Yeah, because Arc System Works made River City Girls 1 and 2, which were not they weren't the best, but...
They're fine games, but I just don't consider them to be canon. Technos didn't make them, Kishimoto wasn't involved, and,
the humour was, a bit too much.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And I think that the games have always been very funny. I mean, an interesting story about actually how we discovered them was that when we were young and had no money, we would just go and play emulator games, right?
Yeah.
And one of our favourite things to do was just scroll through games and just download ones with funny names and see if they're good. we stumbled across one called Skinhead City Cancer, which was a very odd game, but it was a ROM hack of River City Ransom.
Yeah,
and then we noticed that these Skinhead City games had like loads of spin-offs, and we were like, fucking hell, these Skinhead games are really good. And they were all just ROM hacks of these lesser known Japanese games. And one day we just discovered, oh, it's actually a series called the Kunio-Kun series, and played the fucking lot of them. But like,
we did, yeah.
They are spectacular games. And the River City Ransom series, like original game, if you liked that, in fact, Scott Pilgrim versus the World is based on that formula.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
And that's also very good. I mean, the sequel's not very good, but the original Scott Pilgrim has that same vibe.
But the only reason that game is good is because it almost wholeheartly rips off the Kunio-Kun series.
Copy and paste, yeah.
And this is like something not a lot of people will know, but like the series is so vast and
even down to like the secret shop as well. And
it has, doesn't it like even have the same name as one of the shops in River City Ransom?
Yeah.
Flatirons. Yeah, but yeah. But anyway, the series is incredible and is very, very wide reaching. And I'm just going to say, like, if you liked River City Ransom, there is a whole treasure trove of games out there waiting to be played by you that you will fucking love, right? Is that a fair way of putting it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm going to give some recommendations at the end of this segment and how to play some of the better ones, and maybe you can give your recommendations too, right?
All right, yeah.
But anyway, speaking of the man himself, right, his cause of death was never announced, but following his death, Kishimoto-san's son Ryobo Kishimoto received a flood of messages from well-wishers, and to this he responded thusly. He says, I'm so happy to know that there are people all over the world who have played the Kunio-Kun series so much and understand my father better than I do. Please continue to enjoy my father's works and have a good time. So I think let's do just that. Let's enjoy some of Kishimoto's work. So, of course, there's always emulation, and with many fan translations for some of the older games being available, and that's how me and you enjoyed them as kids, right?
Yeah.
Because of the hard work of some very enthusiastic people translating these fucking games, and even you made a ROM hack at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Well, it was nearly complete, but it's just annoying when the fabric sort of comes away. But I managed to get this sort of Japanese sort of look of the game to work with the American River City Ransom.
Yes, and that was like,
I hit a roadblock at some point.
They made the River City Ransom version of Downtown Neketsu Monogatari was like changed so that the main characters are wearing jeans and t-shirts, and a lot of the buildings changed to look Western and things like this, and you just wanted the look of the Japanese version in the English version.
Yeah, it's a lot cooler, to be honest.
But yeah, so there's always emulation if you want to try that, but luckily some of the rare unreleased games that we had to, really dig to find when we were kids, right, have now been re-released on Steam, now in English.
Yeah, like the hockey one.
Yeah, and the fantastic boss rush SNES game Kunio-Kun Tachino Banker, it features Ricky and Kunio escaping from jail before getting revenge on everyone who put them there. This is available on Steam, and it goes by the terrible fucking name of River City Girls Zero, as we've mentioned, because it takes place before River City Ransom and features the girlfriends as playable fighters. And this is 2-player.
Yeah, it's 2-player.
Has a really, really good story. It is a boss rush game. It's not a traditional beat 'em up. You're just
there are bits where you like run and fight.
About 2 though.
Yeah,
there's not that many.
There's a few platforming scenes, but yeah, most of it's boss fights, to be fair.
But they're sort of challenging in a very Dark Soulsy way, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a strange bit as well where you go on a roller coaster and heal because you've rode the roller coaster. It takes like about 2 minutes to ride.
Yeah, that's a weird section of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what's cool is you can switch between if you play 2-player. Player 1 is always going to be Kunio-Kun. Player 2 is going to be Ricky, right?
Yeah.
And but if you can switch between your character and their girlfriend at any point, and they have different abilities, and you can sort of manage their health. It's a absolutely brilliant game, and I would say probably a good place to start.
Yeah, I would.
Because it's got a great story, probably some of the best graphics the games I've ever seen, and like you said, cracking music. So that's a good one to start with. River City Girls Zero is called on Steam.
I would also recommend. There's been a release recently. I think part of the problem with Super Double Dragon on the SNES was it was far too slow. But they have released on Steam Super Double Dragon, but now it's 2 times speed, so it's perfect.
Great.
So
All right.
I'd
that's
get
a good
that
recommendation.
Yeah.
Additionally, there's the brilliant collection Super Technos World, because Technos was the company that made all these games, right?
Yeah.
Super Technos World, River City, and Technos Arcade Classics. That's on Steam. It features 12 games, including many from the series, including the only Sega Genesis Kunio game ever made.
No Odin.
No, what's that one?
It's a puzzle game.
Yeah, okay, Odin is on it, yes. Okay, so there were 2 Genesis games then.
The football one.
No, the baseball one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the base.
Remember, the football one was an unofficial fan-made game.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is fucking great. The thing is, there's so many.
One that's in English now. Then.
Yep, in English and on Steam, right? Yeah. And that was a very rare one back in the day. Didn't have a translation. We tried to play it anyway.
Yeah.
Might be one of the best baseball games ever made, right? So those are the 2 Genesis games ever released. And the thing is, like, just as an aside here, there are so many games in this series that when I went to Japan, I found a Kunio-Kun game in a game shop that I bought for you as a gift, and we don't even know what it is. And there was that Game Boy game I found.
It looks like, to me, yeah, that was good as well. That was really good.
Yeah, and that, I don't know, we don't even know what that is. I can't find it on any listings on Wikipedia, but there we go.
Like, to me, the cartridge you got looks like River City Ransom for the Turbo Graphics.
Yes, I think that's what it is.
Which is a very good port, to be fair.
But yeah, anyway, speaking of this collection on Steam, the Super Technos World one, it's got that baseball game, which was very, very hard to get your hands on once upon a time, even as a ROM, right? And of course, it's got the aforementioned SNES RPG original hot-blooded guy Kunio-Kun, this time called River City Renegade, which, as I mentioned, is a full-length JRPG. But one thing I didn't mention earlier is 2 players. It's an entirely 2-player JRPG. That's Super Kunio-Kun. You know that one?
Yeah.
We mentioned earlier. Yeah. But that I didn't mention earlier that it was entirely 2 players. So one guy plays Kunio, the other guy plays Ricky, and I cannot recommend that game highly enough. It's a fully open world JRPG beat 'em up, and one of the cool things about it is that it's sort of sandboxy as well.
Yeah,
because you do have random encounters where you get jumped by goons from other gangs, but also if you want to just pick up a bin and yeet at any of the passers-by in the street, you can do that.
It's also got sort of a very similar leveling system to Yakuza, so the more you level up, the further you can go out. So if you venture out too far when you're under-leveled, you're going to get bashed by some high-level goons.
Yeah, and it's also like a very immersive world in that you can go to areas, like you mentioned, that are too high level for you.
But there are like some, the story's quite intricate as well.
And also features one of the coolest motorbike segments in a game ever.
I thought that was Tashi no Banker.
No, this one's got a motorbike segment in it as well. Oh, yeah. But so that collection is very good. The one thing I will say, on Steam, that Super Technos World collection is on mixed. And it's not because the ports are bad or because the games don't run well. It's because nobody knows Kunio-Kun, and they're like, why aren't more of the Double Dragon games on here? And I'm like, these are better. Shut your mouth.
But yeah, Double Dragon's good, but you got Double Dragon collections that exist already. So.
And this one features games you wouldn't have played before that you really fucking should.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But everyone's just like, what's this no-name game I've never heard of, bruh? No, so it's on mixed, but the game is great and it works well, and it's got 12 games on there.
Appreciating the achievement, because of all of them being translated as well.
I know. That was not a luxury we had when we were children. No. Some of them were, and even...
Some were partially translated as well.
Kunio-Kun River City Renegade, as it's called on this new collection, right? That JRPG. When we played it as a kid, we played a partial translation. Yeah, it was 75% done. Some of the items weren't done. Some of the dialogue wasn't done. And
it's a huge plot twist I missed when I played it back in the day.
And the games were so good, we played it anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With a partial translation, only able to get part of the story. That is how good they are. But also, this collection features all of the Kunio dodgeball games, which is pretty fucking good. Now, as what we'll do now is we'll give our recommendations of where you should start with the series. And I've already given mine, so I think Kunio-Kun Tashino Banker or River City Girls Zero is good because it is the start of the entire story of the thing and also features impressive graphics and gameplay, basically.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know, really. To be honest, I probably would go with a hockey game. I mean, it's just...
No, but the football game, though. The football game.
Yeah, the football game, which became Nintendo World Cup, and they stripped it of any identity and personality.
Yeah, and a lot of the special moves were gone.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
So what is it called? It's called Downtown Neketsu League Soccer, right?
Yeah, so funnily enough, the story is that they took all this out of the Western release as well, but the story is that I think it's something... Oh no, I should look it up because can I just take a minute to look
You take a minute to look it up and I'll describe the game. So the game is a soccer game, but it's very cartoonish. And in the River City Ransom games, basically, there is a kind of system where you can do more damage to a thing the more effort you put in. So it's sort of like, if you punch a guy, minimal damage. If you running punch a guy, slightly more. If you running jumping punch a guy, that's the most damage you can do. But you could also down someone onto the floor, pick them up, throw them, bounce them off a wall, and then running, jumping punch. I can't fucking speak today. Running, jumping punch them while they're bouncing off the wall. That's the ideal attack. And the soccer game kind of works like that in that you could do more powerful shots based on how much effort you put into them. So if you sprint for longer, if you jump, where your character will jump by holding the ball in between his feet and then jump into the air. If you do that, then fire a shot off, you'll actually do a more powerful shot. But in addition to this, if you jump with the ball between your legs onto your teammate's head, they carry you, then throw you towards the goal, then you jump and shoot. That will be your most powerful shot. And in the case of the soccer game, the power shots are all based around racist stereotypes of the teams you're playing. For example, the Argentina one, when you do your power shot, the ball will turn into a banana that will fly at a very weird angle, like in a sort of sine wave banana shape, right?
Yeah.
And as a result, it becomes difficult to defend. And then also, if it hits your goalkeeper, if you've got enough power by it, the goalkeeper might save it, but you will destroy him, sending him flying backwards through the goal.
You can also stand on your other team members as well.
I did just mention that, but you were looking at your phone, but that's fine.
But
and it might be the best football game ever. What you've got to do is get 2 people versus 2 people and then try to combine together to do those weird-ass moves where you're picking up your teammates and yeeting them. And it's incredibly fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
The hockey game is also incredible.
It's funnily enough, it's a sequel to the dodgeball game. But now, because their dodgeball coach is out of action, she's unwell. Kunio sort of forced to play football.
He's like, well, what else can I fucking do?
yeah.
I would say the only misstep in the sports series was the basketball one.
I thought it was good.
It was good, but it
wasn't like you couldn't play it over and over.
The soccer one, despite how fucking stupid it sounds, had a very, very sort of tight gameplay that had sort of almost like a meta to it and effective things you could do and ways to outsmart your opponent, to the point where it sounds like we're just praising it because it was dumb, wacky action. But the reality is the soccer game was brilliant and rewarded you for putting more effort into the things you were doing. Absolutely cracking. And the basketball one was good, but it wasn't quite that. And it leaned more on the wackiness where...
You had 3 baskets as well.
Yeah. So instead of having 3-pointers be shots that you score from further away, it was baskets that were higher up. That was the fun. And the fucking court was littered with items. So if you wanted to get the higher shots, you could have. It was 2v2, wasn't it? It was like street basketball.
And you could jump 30 feet in the air.
But if you wanted to get the higher shots, the most effective strategy was to have one guy take possession of the ball, have the other guy get all the items and build a mega structure up to the third basket that you would then climb and then get. It's fucking stupid. But good game, but yeah, not as good as the others. Right, so yes, Sean, your recommendation to start would be the hockey one.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's probably the best out of all the sports ones.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because I think the sports ones probably, out of all of them, are the ones we've replayed the most. But what about the parkour one?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one, actually. I'll probably start with that because you got different events.
That got ripped off on a recent game, didn't it? That, what was it, Tokyo something? You know, the running game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, sorry, go on about the parkour game.
Yeah, one we forgot was Crashing the Boys Street Challenge, which is the original sort of iteration of that game. It wasn't very good because it didn't control very well. It was like
an Olympics game.
It was it was an urban Olympics game. So you had hurdles, but you were jumping over buildings and stuff.
And here's a fun fact for you: there's a gang in the Scott Pilgrim comics and film called Crashing the Boys. A tribute to that game.
Yeah, literally, yeah. That's cool. But
the parkour one was like a sort of, they streamlined it and just made it about, so you get like a screen, 4 players, and you need to run to the end of the screen the quickest, right? Whoever gets to the end of that screen will be the first one coming out on the next screen.
Yeah.
Now, but what you have in that is like weird environments that need a lot of skill to get through. So you might have like, I don't know, a storm drain on a lower level where you can platform over rocks to get through quicker than if you just went the route above, but it's going to require better execution. In addition to that, like the people that were behind you could pick up items and throw them, but it wasn't like Mario Kart. It required skill. You actually had to try and hit your opponents accurately with these things.
You also had like, because you had like the different schools in the area, you had different people that were good at different events. So with the running one, you'd pick like, I don't know, like someone who's quick, had those sort of stats. You had one where you fight on top of like somewhere you can be knocked off. You're like 10 stories up and you like
basically the parkour game would always end in a big event involving all the teams that wasn't around running for some reason.
Yeah,
like you said, there was that fighting one, and there was some of the gangs were very, very good at throwing other competitors once they were downed, right?
Yeah.
Some of the gangs that had really powerful kicks or punches or higher jumps, all of this shit. Yeah, fucking that. Come on, the sports games I think were probably the ones we played the most out of any of them, and never got bored of them. Never got bored of them, especially the parkour one. Playing that all the time. I forget what that was called even.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was brilliant though. It was
really, really good, and the soccer one, of course, is amazing. But yeah, essentially, the Kunio-Kun series is an unsung hero out there, and we just want to say to Kishimoto, God bless. Thank you for all the games. We've been playing these for like 30 years and absolutely fucking loving them. And almost nobody I know knows about them.
Well, it was one of the best times of our lives, really. I mean, I remember, I held on to, I had the first time we completed River City Ransom. I lost it probably about 6 or so years ago, but I had the end screen from River City Ransom when we completed it for the first time for all that time, because you had
like a screenshot of it.
Yeah,
because it was a special moment, a good game, and it sparked us looking into this entire series. And I would just say to anyone listening, go and check them out, the Kunio-Kun series. You genuinely could do a lot worse than playing this series. Once you dig into playing any of these games, you will start to notice the amount of influence it's had on games that are more popular outside of Japan. I mean, even the Yakuza series being one of the biggest fucking ones, but like you will see that this game is so influential and yet somehow not known outside of Japan. Or this series, I should say.
And we don't really like, to be honest. I love Double Dragon, but we don't really need to say much about that, really, to be honest.
Because everyone already knows it.
Yeah. Just Super Double Dragon. Go play that two times speed Double Dragon on Steam.
No, do not play that. Play Battletoads versus Double Dragon. That's the best one.
That is good. That is cracking, mate. To be
all right, shall we do some listener mail?
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, I asked the listeners, what is the
Robo bitch.
best multiplayer experience you've ever had? Fucking Northern, he comes in, he says, not a single experience, but playing Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Wii with my neighbourhood friends. No matter what you do, friend swap over Discord will never quite reach the heights of playing with people sitting on the same couch in your childhood home.
Yeah, I mean that is a really good Kirby title as well, to be honest. I mean, that was one of the sort of ones that was like sort of really, I don't know, like really crazy sort of fun.
Yeah, I agree with that. And but also like playing with people in the same room.
Yeah.
I've got as many annoying memories about that as I have good ones, but it's like it doesn't get better than that. And I don't mean to sound like an old fuck, but like I think that playing games online is a very, very good way of socializing and does I don't know. It's a nice way to socialise nowadays. It's very, very fucking convenient, right?
Yeah.
However, we did used to have to put the effort in and go to each other's houses, and before Let's Plays were a thing, you just go around and watch your mate play a game, and that was entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you can't beat you can't beat it. I mean,
the amount of time we spent playing Time Splitters 2 with the multi-tap with 4 of us in the same room.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just it was the best. But it doesn't compare to nowadays. Look at like, I don't know, we would kind of play it because we were children, to be fair, but like it would be all of us would be hanging out all day, and then we'd go back in after fucking about outside, probably pretending to wrestle each other all day, right? Like, and it would be like we get back and it'd be like, well, we're all still hanging out. Let's play a game, right?
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, look at how much fucking trouble we've had trying to arrange to play a game with Katie and Rob, our main gaming group, because none of us are hyper focused on the same fucking thing, right? Whereas if we were already hanging out and we were like, you know, when we were kids, what we used to do was just play a bunch of games until one stuck, and it was like, this is all we're playing. And Time Splitters was kind of that, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And it was like, okay, we bounced around a couple different games. We played a lot of WCW versus NWO Revenge, right?
Yeah.
But certain man used to get very annoyed at that game, so that one didn't stick. But we'd occasionally dip into it, and then. That was kind of the fun. Whereas, let's say, for example, if me, you, Katie, and Rob were already hanging out and we just had the nebulous goal of at some point we'll go home and play games, we'd play something and find something that we all started to enjoy, right?
I mean,
because we can't agree on it, when was the last time we all played a game together?
I mean, there's not like...
It's been months.
There's not like as many games tailored to that kind of fun though. I mean, I could like break out Mashed and everyone would, you know,
have a good time. Yeah, but then put it this way. Don't you remember like a couple of years ago on my birthday, I just said, right, I'm just going to have MAME open on my computer, plug it into my big TV, and we'll just play some shit. And look how much fun we had.
Yeah,
and on your birthday when we played Vendetta, 4-player, all of us, right?
Yeah,
it was just like, well, we're already here. Right, people are going to have that investment. It's not the same as like when you play online and somebody can just go, I don't know, it's not for me. I'll refund the game. I'm logging off. Right, we were there. We were committed to spending time with you for your birthday, or in my case, we played the D&D arcade game. Right, and everyone just had a nice time.
Yeah, we did.
It's like you already bought in because you committed that time to it. I'm going to enjoy this fucking game. Whereas when you play online, it's sort of like, I don't know, everyone's so fucking non-committal all the time.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's a bit sad in that sense. I mean, last time I had sort of couch stuff like that happen was with Mario Party Superstars on the Switch 1, which was good. I mean, the only thing that held that game down was like this lack of content, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sad, but I think there are games that are good at that type of stuff. I'm not saying, okay, games nowadays, maybe they don't cater to that experience so much, but we don't need them to. There are already loads of games out there. Why can't we get together and play Time Splitters? Because everyone is just so, I don't know, like, I wouldn't want to do that so much nowadays. But I'm just saying that, like, I think the online environment is too prone to being non-committal. Do you know what I mean?
I do like those experiences though, and when it like comes up, I will buy those games. I mean, like, I don't know, like Victory Heat Rally, for example. It's another one of those. There's been a few recently that I can't think of, but you know, I always buy those kind of games, even if I don't like get to meet up in person as much. You know, like
it's still good playing online.
Yeah,
like it's still good, but it just doesn't beat that thing of us being together. Like I think if say for example when we were growing up, our mate James, right? If I called him up and just said, "Do you want to come over and play?" I don't know. Because he didn't watch wrestling. If I said to him, "Do you want to come over and play a wrestling game?" he would have said no.
Yeah.
But all we said was it was just sort of like, "Well, do you want to hang out?" And then we'd hang out, and it'd be like, "I don't know, what do you want to do? Right, let's stick on this wrestling game," and then we'd all have a laugh playing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like that experience cannot happen as an adult, I guess.
No, I can't. No.
But apparently, I can't remember the name. I will try to remember it, and maybe I'll edit it in post. But there's a wrestling management game where you can play the matches inspired by the Akai Engine games on Steam right now. I think it's called like Wrestling Manager. I can't remember. There's an N64 inspired wrestling game.
That looks good. That'll be good. I think that sounds good. But there's also the Fire Pro games that.
Oh, Fire Pro is so good, man. But anyway, good answer, fucking Northerner. Yeah, I think that even sometimes a mediocre game played sat with the same people in the same room can be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think maybe NWO Revenge was that.
No, it wasn't me.
That was a good game.
It's very far from
Kill Defences, he said, God, there's a lot, especially during COVID when all we had to do was game with each other. I have great memories of The Forest. There were like 9 of my buddies in the game. We built a compound called Camp Krusty. The hardest I've ever laughed, though, was during this game called Human Fall Flat, where you run around like drunk babies trying to solve puzzles. That might be my most memorable.
It's a very it's a speed running game, though, isn't it? Really?
No, it's not. It's a physics-based comedy game.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. It's a very popular speed running game.
Well, that might be the case. It also happens to be Virtua Fighter tournament organizer Mr. Morden. It's the only other game he owns on his PS4.
He probably gave up on it because it's too difficult, though. Wait, what are we doing?
Don't slag him off. He runs a good tournament.
Does he?
Sean, we're going to see it. Sean! We're going to see him at VS Fighting. You cannot say that. No. You cannot say that. He listens to this podcast, you fuckbin.
Oh, yeah, you have to delete that.
Yeah, I'm definitely deleting that. Sean.
You sort of like, I can't help it, man.
Anyway, yes, I agree. And I felt like a little bit recently, like I mentioned earlier with Guilty Gear, I'm sort of in that, like, I know that the guys I go to uni with aren't quite as enthused about Guilty Gear as I am right now, except for maybe Tommy. But, like, that whole feeling of getting the lads together every few nights or every night and getting the room together and just hanging out and playing Guilty Gear, like, there's that. This is what I said early on in this podcast about Peak, was the you got to make hay when the sun shines, right? And there was a point where all of us wanted to be playing Peak. And at the moment, a lot of the uni people want to be playing Guilty Gear. And it's like, you got to harness that, because those are the special times you're going to remember for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just a shame that Peak was sort of a game that annoyed me quite as much as it did. But you've got to admit, that was a fun time.
Yeah, it was
and that
good.
time with him in the forest was also like quite a special time. And I think a lot of people during COVID had the same experience with Animal Crossing, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did, yeah.
I do find it funny, though, with the COVID
Tiger
thing,
King
right?
as well.
Tiger King, yeah, classic, man. We were so starved because all we had to do was watch TV all day that I finally convinced Millie to watch Blackadder all the way through and Twin Peaks. And it was great. But here's the thing, what I find funny about the COVID thing, I might have mentioned this on another podcast already, was I hear people were like, whoa, it was crazy, man, what a wacky time. It's like, but do you know, like...
It was pretty wacky, man.
Yeah, of course it was. But my point was is that, do you know how most people could go out to the supermarket to buy food, right? Yeah. Or go to the fucking pharmacy to get their medication, or go for a walk, and how, because my wife is disabled, we had different privileges to everyone else. We weren't allowed to go outside because she was immunosuppressed. I spent 3 years never leaving this flat, right?
Yeah.
You used to deliver me cigarettes and shit, man.
Yeah, I did.
It was mental. Yeah. And like, it was funny because everyone else was like, oh, mate, it really fucked me up, that whole shit. I'm like, mate, genuinely, you guys did the beginner edition. We did the real COVID, man.
It was really funny because, like, about COVID. I remember the excitement of this is really bad, but because you couldn't go to the vape shop. Like I was excited about
curses. My favourite place. I can't go to the fucking vape shop.
Like every month,
Need to get my custard sliz, bruv.
Every month I buy like e-liquids, and that was like one of my exciting moments of the whole month was ordering like my e-liquids online. Like, oh, this like Red Bull flavour.
Nice fruity flavour there today. Yeah, it was funny, man. And but I remember like getting our medication delivered and having to wipe it down. I mean, but what's funny is like so many actual say like for Brent here with his kill defences. I always say his name, but he had a special moment online with the forest during that time because we were trying to find
those things,
new ways to connect, weren't we? And I think I can't remember what it was, but you and I played a game quite regularly. Was it Siege? Was it Siege?
We did play a lot of Siege at that time.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, and like I remember Animal Crossing being a thing. Like everyone got it, and everyone visited each other's islands. But I think one of the most this isn't even remotely related to the question anymore. One of the funny things is that me and Millie got right back into gaming. Like I'd always game in the spare room. This was before my son was born, and I would play all my games in there. But because we had fuck all else to do, we did the old Let's Play thing, like from the 90s, where Millie just watched me play through a couple of games. And I played Resident Evil 3. She absolutely loved watching it. Resident Evil 2, same thing, right? And then it was like, quite shortly after that, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out.
Oh, yeah.
And that was where that whole thing of us gaming together and her watching me play died. Because I got to the bit where you get to Wall Market and Eris is going... I'm not going to do an impression of it, but basically Final Fantasy VII Remake is cringe as shit and she couldn't stand to watch it. So I went back to gaming in my little hovel.
I also remember because it's kind of gaming related, like because like just before like COVID was like massive and like we had to go into lockdown and stuff, the first Sonic movie was the last film that came out before that. So it's like 2 years. Like all the billboards and all like the buses used to have that Sonic movie poster. So
that became the herald of the end times, basically.
So it's like, yeah, exactly. And I always see it now, and it's like, yeah, it's like PTSD.
But again, you did the beginner version, man. I tell you what I did like, though. Sorry, we've gone way off topic here, but what I did like was as if you were immunosuppressed, the government would have to send you food because you couldn't go out and buy it, right? Yeah. Obviously, we got deliveries and shit, but it was just more difficult. So what was funny is the government would send us food. It was all like war shit. It was sort of like spam and shit like this, like canned foods. Oh, yeah. I fucking loved it, man, because you know how I love cheap shit. It was the best. But what was funny is, do you remember the toilet roll shortage?
Yeah.
And the government sent us those big old fucking industrial rolls of it. So that was the sort of the one thing we weren't struggling for was like we got a big old huge bog roll that didn't even fit. It was so huge it was just on the floor. We would just sort of take from that. But yeah, good times, man. But yes, anyway, sorry. Let's go back to the multiplayer question. Sid the Squid, he said, I think for me it was back in the early 2000s or maybe 2003 or so. I was playing Neverwinter Nights on an online semi-private server. We all had characters that were maxed out in level, so we didn't go around looking for random encounters to level up. We just sat around the village and basically chatted in character for hours on end. And then one of the GMs would come online and do a special quest that we'd all go and run through. Probably get killed a few times and have to respawn. It was a blast.
That sounds good. It's something that you probably couldn't recreate anymore. It was like one of those things you had to sort of be there.
All the best moments, they come from weird situations that you couldn't necessarily see coming. Like the thing we spoke about last episode with Apollo. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that was due to weird circumstances and it cannot be recreated, entirely similar to this Neverwinter Nights experience. Like, but I think if I remember correctly, Neverwinter Nights had a GM mode in it. So you'd have the world, and then like you could have a guy that was playing the GM that could come in, drop monsters, add quests, all of this shit. I never played the fucking game. I feel like I should have, but I feel like I missed the boat with that one.
There's no like there probably was never anyone that like you'd meet that was that dedicated though. Like very rarely.
But it seems like he did.
Yeah, luckily, yeah. So that's good.
Sounds like a lot of fun, and I think I remember learning about Neverwinter Nights like years and years after, and being like, that GM mode sounds sick. If I was to look at everyone in my life that I know, it would probably only be you that would be up for playing that.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I sort of shrugged and was like, but that does sound like a lot of fun though. Like the fact that they were conversing in character as well.
Yeah.
It sort of reminds me of like the early days of Team Fortress 2, like where there were no, I don't know if there are ranked modes in it now, but like one of my abiding memories of that game was just, we weren't chatting on voice, it was just text, but we just would sit in the lobby and talk about politics.
No, yeah.
And that was it. Like, not play the game, we'd just stay at spawn and just chat.
Yeah.
And Carty, he says, I think one that comes to mind recently would be seamless co-op for Elden Ring. It makes the game so much more enjoyable. You're not locked behind certain sections of the game or bosses. It's no surprise that the world building, the environment, the story is great. Being able to experience that with 2 or 4 people just enhances it. I wouldn't have completed Elden Ring without it. Fucking noob.
But I think you could have, to be honest.
No, you got to believe in yourself, Carter. You can do it.
Because they had the old system. They had the old system with like the helpers and stuff. So I think he could have in that.
Yeah, you could summon.
Yeah,
you could summon. But the trouble is, I found with the summons in Elden Ring, and I think why this seamless co-op thing is necessary and why people thought to create it was because the summons, like Dark Souls worlds, were more linear, although they did have branching paths. They were more linear. When we played Bloodborne, for example, there were certain points where you knew that there were going to be signs on the ground for you to summon people because there were certain areas of the game that were known for people having to summon or bits that were difficult or whatever. There's like a bottleneck.
Yeah, I mean, like
in Elden Ring, because it's an open world game, I don't think I ever managed to reliably summon for anything.
Well, the only like the parts on Bloodborne, parts on Bloodborne that you didn't really get anyone on was side quests. But in Elden
Yes, because we did Amygdala, that one.
Yeah.
And we couldn't summon for it. We summoned a lot because we were nubs.
But Elden Ring, like it's a bit more freeform, so like you're going to get parts that like there's not many people in.
There are main bosses in that game where there are no summon signs.
Yeah,
right.
Because some bits are hard to get to in that game. You don't.
Well, there's that, and also people are doing exploring and doing things at their own pace and in different orders, right?
Yeah.
So I can see why that exists. I did see some of my friends from uni playing it online, and it looked fucking cool. I feel like we should play that.
Yeah, I mean that'd be great. That would be a good one to play, to be honest.
But it does sound fucking amazing. I can see why people modded that into the game. But Carty, can you follow up and tell us how well it works? Because I don't know why, but I've got this feeling like it seems one of those things. Seems like one of those things that's going to be, like glitchy. You know what I mean?
I don't think it will though. Like,
yeah, I hope not.
Like, because the games are really tightly made.
But how come you didn't complete Elden Ring without it, though, bruh?
I mean, well, like, because it is good, like having, like 2 people thinking and stuff, because it does kind of help in those games.
Yes, it does. And we completed Bloodborne together, didn't we? But we just did life for life, like turns.
Yeah, and we both had different ideas and stuff like that. So
I had the idea of being like good at dodging and hitting the thing, and you had like the one of like dying and that.
Dying and that? No, I mean, I was there, man.
You were there. That's a fact. Yeah. I completed Elden Ring without it.
Yeah, I mean, you've sort of forced to, really, but I think you would have taken the option.
Yeah, no, I would have, definitely. 100%. Especially because I played it on launch. And I played it on PS4, where the load times were outrageous.
Yeah.
And I played it without the sound on, because my son had just been born, and he was frequently napping in the room where I was trying to play Elden Ring.
But it was like 2 minutes per loading screen. So.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And think about how often you die in that game. But, I just want to say this. Did beat Elder... Was it his... Oh, fucking, what is his name? Radahn. I beat him pre-nerf. Just want to say that. That's all.
Yeah.
I just want to flex... I did that. I did it pre-nerf, and I did it without sound.
Yeah, I tried. I did try. I thought I was shit at the game, but it turns out I wasn't.
That was an insane boss that was fucking dumb. Yeah. Dr. Mumson, he says, apart from good old LAN parties, yes, mate, I'd have to say the early days of GTA 5 online, it was pure chaos and unadulterated fun. Sadly, mate, I don't have much to say on that. I've never played GTA
I
Online.
did play GTA 1 online, so there.
How did you play GTA 1 online?
I had
It did, didn't it?
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was you could play deathmatch or you could race together. Like,
That is I completely. Yeah, we did. We played that a lot.
Yeah, we
We
did.
played it with our uncle.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we played it with our uncle. You also played it together as well, and all of that.
Do you reckon he listens to the podcast? Do you reckon Angel for listening? Why is that funny? I'm just giving a shout out to our uncle who we love.
Just over pronunciation, but also he's technically not our uncle anymore.
What, because he divorced our auntie?
But he is an uncle.
All right, you're done.
He is uncle.
I'm never playing GTA 1 with you again. He is an uncle. Actually, I just got a message from him. He says, do you want to play some fucking Red Alert? It's a bit odd.
It's Command & Conquer.
Right, yeah, I'm sure GTA 5 online is good, mate, but it just doesn't look like this for me.
We went off on a tangent there, but it does look...
We went on a big tangent about COVID, and then also about playing GTA 1 with Angel.
It does... It does look like a lot of fun though. It's like sort of like another, like you could make it like you could play within the rules of the game, or you could do like some Minecrafty type sort of stuff.
From what I understand,
spin off and
from what I understand, the heists seem like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I liked the story of GTA 5. I've never had any desire to play it with other people.
No,
and that's a series I have a lot of love for, but like. The multiplayer's just not really been for me. I just never have. I'll tell you what though,
since GTA 1.
Saints Row, right, which was made by ex-Rockstar devs, right? Yeah. The multiplayer in Saints Row 1 was fucking stupid.
It was crazy though. It was really good.
Do you remember what was that? There was a mode in it that was like the golden gun from GoldenEye, but instead of the golden gun,
it's called Protect the Pimp.
Protect the Pimp.
So the pimp, like you didn't have any guns, but you had a slap that could kill people with one slap.
Yeah, you kill people with one slap, and they would go flung across the arena. It was great.
And you have like a separate character for multiplayer that you could customize, and it was great. I mean, they need to bring that back.
See,
if they're doing GTA Online, do that, please.
But GTA Online is like open world.
Yeah,
and I miss because Saints Row just had cool deathmatch modes in it.
Oh, like I don't know, like because you have like an office level and stuff like that.
The office level's so good, and also like that one car park, but it would be like a small arena deathmatch, but with vehicles, and you would sort of like jump in a vehicle and like do drive-bys and shit, but it was like a deathmatch game. It's fucking mental.
This is where they like had to cram multiplayer into everything, and somehow it works on that game.
Yeah, because you remember there was a lot of oddities of the 360 era where every game needed to have multiplayer, and sometimes you got one where it's like this game shouldn't have multiplayer, but they've crammed it in, and as a result, you've got something kind of ingenious. And I don't want to say Chaos Theory falls into that, but to an extent, it was a very weird game mode. But do you remember Condemned 2?
Yeah, Condemned 2, like that was just a beat 'em up, and like
it was a first person beat 'em up. But they had this. The whole thing was about exploring abandoned urban environments. The whole game was about that, right? And fighting off crazed homeless people. So the multiplayer, the mode they came up with was that you needed to run through a house or like an abandoned urban environment and find clues. There was a team of detectives and a team of homeless people. But the funny thing is that the shadows in that game and the environments were so well made that it was tailor-made for being a homeless person and sneaking into a dark corner and waiting for the police and jumping out at them with a fucking pole in their arm. It was mental, but it really worked.
It was brilliant. I mean, the single player was an absolute disappointment. So
on Condemned 2 specifically, yeah.
Yes, like on the first one, it was brilliant. I mean, it was a disappointment because the first one was like absolutely brilliant, but for the week that people were playing the multiplayer,
it was a good laugh. Yeah, I remember I went back to it like a month later, and there was 5 people online. Yeah. I got into a game, and the fucking servers or whatever just wouldn't balance it. So it was me, I was one policeman, and there was 4 homeless guys, and I went in and somebody threw a brick at my head, and then I was immediately down, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm done. Yeah. But anyway, Sean, your favourite multiplayer experience of all time, not counting the story we told last podcast, but your favourite multiplayer experience. It can be a game, it can be a time in your life.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, there's so many. I mean, like probably like Halo 2 and 3, but then again. There's like too many to name. Like even like when we like used to play Micro Machines, and like we all got so good at it that
The games would last hours. Yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy.
like because you'd have 3 laps, and whoever had the most points at the end would win or whatever.
Right, I don't want to make this podcast too heavy on games nobody has ever heard of, but bun all of that.
No, but like
Infiltration 2.9. Enough said.
yeah, but like Micro Machines.
Enough, Sean. Enough said. I've said enough said.
Yeah, but like no, I wasn't finished with my story.
Okay, sorry, go on.
But yeah, so like you know, you'd have some like you'd have like 5 points, and whoever had the most points at the end would win. After the 3rd lap, but if you're all drawed, it would carry on. Oh, never mind.
No, if you all drew, it would carry on.
Yeah.
No, go on. Come on. That was a good story. I'm sorry I started pressing buttons. Go on.
That's all right. You go with your.
No. Go on. So if you all drew,
the race would like continue after that.
Oh yeah, because it became sudden death, didn't it?
Yeah, it became sudden death. So like the races would last like an hour or so, because all of us would be drew for like laps and laps.
Be drew. Yeah. I don't know if that's the correct English.
Like the race would be drawn for like
it would be driddided up
laps after laps.
Yeah, and I remember that because you'd have to get advantage, then 1 more point, right?
Yeah.
So it would always be like we'd just be locked into this game for hours. It was fucking good. But seriously though, as much as Micro Machines was fun, does it compare to Infiltration 2.9?
No, not really, because that was crazy. I mean,
I won't go mad on this because we already did the Kunio-Kun segment, but
the technology behind it was an Unreal mod. It was an army mod that has been matched to this day, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it was a full game conversion mod for Unreal Tournament that, as Sean mentioned, in terms of realism, hasn't been matched. I mean, like, look, all it was just a very, very realistic military shooter where not only did you press, right mouse button to bring your gun up to aim, but you also had to physically aim it. You had to hold your breath. You had to manage your stamina. You had to manage your loadout and all of this stuff, right? But also, I think that, like, it was just a squad-based shooter with some of the best maps. But the best part about it was, well, actually 2 things. The camouflage was useful. You would have to use camouflage to outsmart your opponents. And also the other thing was the sound.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest things. Like, okay, the graphics were shit for the time, but the sound, it's never been better. I've never played a game better than that mod that was played by about 30 people in the entire world.
But we'll have to say another one, like just any of the times that we played Terraria, really, to be honest.
Yeah, Terraria is good.
Even though it's a very difficult game, but all the hours we spent playing it, hanging out. I mean, that's the one game where it was like online, but it's so closely replicates was like to sit together and that.
Yeah, because a lot of the time, I think what's good about those types of games is also the fact that because sometimes you're just doing mundane shit. Yeah. You're just going, I need to mine copper. So you're just sitting around just chatting while a lot of you are mining. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Habbo Hotel.
Well, the grooming.
No, don't say the grooming.
It was very like.
Sean, grooming is a very different thing.
I mean, it was a grooming ground.
Oh, right, for other people.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Right, no, but Sean, I thought you were alluding to... Okay, look, we used to play Hautepad. It was just the done thing at the time. We would scam people.
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of crimes on there.
A lot of crimes. Not grooming, like Sean made it sound like.
Well, absolutely not, but sort of like more...
Yeah, I did get a lot of messages from nonces, yes.
Like gambling. But yeah, we also did...
I was like, I don't know, I must have been like 7 at the time.
A lot of people were noncing about on there.
There was so many, man. The amount that would just be like ASL, and you'd be like, I am 7, I'm from Surrey. And then it would be like, what are you wearing? Like almost straight away. That's not the fun part. The fun part was the scamming.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Because what would happen is you'd have to... actually, this makes us sound bad. But everyone was doing it.
Yeah, they were.
One of the big things on Habbo Hotel was starting mafias. The idea was that you were an organised crime syndicate on Habbo, and your whole fucking thing was like scamming people out of furniture they paid real money for. To be fair, very cheap. However, we created a game we had a casino, didn't we? This is terrible.
What was the instance of someone getting their furniture taken away? Like, do you remember that?
Who? One of us?
Like, where one of the mods came in and then a hand came in and...
Yeah, I remember that because somebody reported the scam. So gambling was illegal in there, and we just had a room, a public room that we made. There was just a casino, and all of the games are rigged so that we would win, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what to the dumbest shit as well.
It's
like,
that oldest trick where, I'd come up and be like, oh, I've won. Oh, nice.
Yeah, we did that shit like the scammers in Paris do. And one of the funniest ones was there was just a table with 3 ducks on it, and all of which were sort of oriented differently. One was a different colour, like all of this. And we just say to people, right, pick the odd one out, or you give me one Fernie. That was it. It was always one Fernie. And like they would come along, and of course every answer was wrong, but some of these people would just give us the furniture, and it was like like looking back on it, that was really bad of us to do.
Dude, but what else were we going to do on that?
Oh, yeah, well, there's nothing else to do. If there weren't so many houses to do, I wouldn't do all the houses.
I think that was the game, really, for a lot of people. Like.
Or more, at the time, that was the game, yeah.
And there was a lot of us didn't have money, so that's how we got our furniture.
Yeah, and then we got so much furniture that I started a wrestling league. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do,
it was a role-play based wrestling league where you would just say the move you're doing. That was all based on stolen furniture. The other one was, do you remember that game that we did? There was a roulette.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And it was literally just like, guess what number I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was bad. Right. If
what about like the time you got scammed?
Yeah, don't bring that up. I'm not happy with that. I got scammed.
That was the one time you got scammed, but you scammed so many people.
There was a guy. Yeah, fair enough. There was a guy that was selling hacked accounts, and that was a big thing back then. Was like
that was one level up from what we were doing.
Yeah, and people would sell hacked accounts, and the thing is, they could give you hairstyles that weren't in the game. So colours of things that weren't commonly available because they'd hacked it, right? This guy came up to me and said, do you want to buy a hacked account? And I go, yeah. And I gave him all my furniture, all my wrestling league furniture. He gives me the account name and password. I log into it. It's a banned account.
Yeah.
So technically, he's correct. He gave me a hacked account.
He did actually. No, he wasn't lying then, to be fair.
No, he was right. But you fucking mocked me about it for months afterwards.
I did, yeah.
That's the end of Habbo Hotel for me.
Yeah, I didn't really have much to do, to be honest, so sorry about it.
To anyone that we scammed in Habbo Hotel, I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, I apologise as well, to be fair.
Do you remember what one of your clan names was? Your mafias?
Well, we had the Akadama clan.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, based on the way of the samurai games, yeah. Right, anyway, that is it for the multiplayer questions. Thank you very much for sending your questions in.
To be fair, I could, go on about multiplayer experiences because there's so many. Yeah.
So many. Team Buddies on the PS1. Yeah. Oh, it's time for Composer Corner. Composer Corner? Correction Corner. In an early episode of the podcast, I said I liked Leffen and I respected him for coming to play games with us casuals. Big mistake. I have since learned about the man.
And he wasn't doing that. He was checking out the talent. He was spying on us, man.
I believe so. But Leffen, from all accounts, he's a professional Guilty Gear and Smash Brothers player. He's a terrible person. Glad I met him, but I did a bit of research about him. Awful guy. I do not respect him. Right. Thank you very much for all of your questions, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Let's do the outro, shall we?
Yeah.
No, thank God. Fuck you. What it mean last 2 weeks, shit? Thank God. Wow, had to get a foot break with this too than me. Fucking what it mean last to get perfect wrong. We knew where to get to it, big shit. I don't go with it for break.
Okay, so you can contact us if you want on luckyandwildpodcast@gmail.com. Have we had any emails in there?
We have we?
Not once. But
that's cool. That's good to have there.
But it's still there. If you want to email us, you please do.
But the Discord's very active though.
It is. It's fully active.
That's why. That is why we haven't had an email. It's not because people don't want to talk to us. It's just because the Discord's always kicking off. Man.
It's much easier, isn't it? So yeah, do join the Discord. The link is in the description. And if you want to be as cool and strong and smart as Kate, go over to the Patreon, patreon.com/luckyandwild, and send your donations there. We've got different tiers for different needs.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
All right, and we got one last bonus segment for you. This is the sound test. So this is the segment where we highlight an interesting song from a video game and let it play us out the podcast. And today, Sean, I'm doing another bad one.
A bad one, all right.
I'm doing a bad music. So Wii Music, an insultingly shit game.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was terrible, yeah.
Terrible, where you could wave Wiimotes around in a sort of vaguely instrument-like way, and the game would, based on your inputs, make sounds sort of vaguely sounding like part of a song.
It was the last time I remember taking back a game because it was shit. Like, then they stopped that, didn't they? Probably because of that game.
Yeah. I mean, it was an absolute mess. And when it was demoed at E3 2003, with Nintendo employees giving a live performance, well, the sound that came out was an arrhythmic mess. We got to see Shigeru Miyamoto and 4 of his goons do possibly the world's worst musical performance since the Rapid Reviews UK host tried to rap. But as bad as this was, there was another feature in the game utilising a Wii balance board and a nunchuck and a Wiimote. The game featured a drum kit simulator, one that was so imprecise and useless due to its complete lack of any tactile feedback and inexact gyroscope controls. This didn't stop Nintendo from employing the famous DJ and drummer DJ Ravi Drums to demonstrate this drum mode on Wii Music live in front of an audience. Now, I'm sure Ravi Drums is a decent drummer, but this drum simulation is so rubbish that I don't think Jesus Christ himself could make a coherent drum solo on it. Because essentially you're just flailing around at nothing and hoping it sounds good. Anyway, I've been Harrison Hunt.
And I've been Sean Hunt.
And this is the Ravi Drums live Wii Music performance from E3 2008, which is, thankfully, only a minute long.
Coming at you like Russell Brand in the night. So I thought, like, because we began,
yeah, it's topical.
We began and then we ended up.
Yeah, exactly.